happening here. There's a... All right, good evening, everybody. What's up? Welcome to the Joe Cronin Show. It is October 15th, 2019, and this didn't last long, huh? EB fired already. We talked, now, if you follow my Twitter account, @CorruptedPod, this is basically what we talked about all day. I was awake until about 1 p.m. today, and then I passed out. I was doing a lot of work on some commentary for a company, and I was on Twitter a whole bunch. I was trying to line up some interviews again. I don't usually do a lot of interviews, but because, you know, we had some success with Cody and Brandy, I wanted to just go ahead and continue the success. NWA Powerrr was today. Episode 2 of NWA Powerrr. It's been so good. So great. I've been praising NWA Powerrr. I've been praising AEW. All of these companies. And I've been praising NWA really from the beginning, ever since Dave Lagana began this whole thing. I was tweeting Dave Lagana. People said, Joe, why didn't you get involved in that NWA stuff? I did. I tried as hard as I could. I was tweeting Dave Lagana almost a year ago. You know, hey, what can I do? I'll come out there. I'll sweep the floors. You know, what do you got? You know, I didn't really get anything back from that. So to the people that criticized me about NWA, I did do that. I just didn't do it on air or anything like that. I did it on Twitter. You can find the old tweets, you know. I even DM'd Dave and told Dave Lagana to come on the show and all kinds of stuff. Dave Lagana did not come on the show, though. And that was that's a year of hitting him up, too. A year of hitting him up. For anything, you know, come on the show, promotion, whatever, you know. So apparently he doesn't care, doesn't know me, or does know me and doesn't like me. But either way, NWA Powerrr Episode 2 was great. And AEW Dark Episode 2 aired tonight, so you guys finally got to see what I saw at, AEW Boston. You guys finally got to see the Dark matches. And if you were a real big fan of, or friend of mine or whatever, listener, fan, friend, it's all kinds of different things people want to be called. And I typically like to say friends in a way, but you know, at a certain point, you know, you go to the Twitter account, and if you guys, I said earlier today that if it got enough retweets and likes, I would do a 3-hour stream, but it didn't reach that, so unfortunately it didn't reach that, but I gave you a little sneak peek at Joey Janela versus Kenny Omega here when you saw this. Throat right to the esophagus area. You guys saw some of this on AEW Dark.
Slaps! Oh, man!
This was awesome, man.
That pump kick right to the face. That chair.
When Joey did this was great right here. I really like this.
What's he doing here? Stack these chairs up around each other like he's going to play.
And we're going to talk about Eric Bischoff being fired, what's going on, the contract situation. So much to talk about.
A game of musical chairs.
Oh, I got to get that. Who is that? Jet718, man. What up, Jet? Thank you very much for that subscription on Twitch. Much appreciated, Jet. It is free to do if you have Amazon Prime. So, Jet, thank you so much, man. What's up?
I can assure you, though, that it's more sinister than that.
There will be a throwdown tonight, too, over on my other channel. Just hang in there for that.
Janela, now one by Kenny. Another one by Kenny. Omega and Joey Janela firing back at each other, and now Omega's down, back to the mat. And now, oh wait, he's got Joey Janela, look out! Oh no! The spine of Joey Janela!
That was great. I enjoyed that.
Oh, V-trigger to the back of the head! Yeah. Angel, perhaps. Here it comes! Yes! One-wing angel through the tear! And Omega discards, and a cover 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega victorious in Boston.
Yeah, I was pumped for that. I wanted to get that out to hype up AEW Dark tonight, because you got to watch the full match, man. If you didn't see it, watch the full match. AEW Dark. Tell them Joe sent you, and enjoy it. I was fired up. I found some fan cam and I put that up there. Actually, if you watch that fan cam up on the left, you can see me in the crowd. It's kind of funny. Actually, yeah, you can see me. I'm right here. So it's the whole time I'm right here. And there were some people that were saying you could hear me screaming about Joey Janela in the crowd, so it was kind of funny. Now, I tweeted that. It's just, out today. And I don't know what the fuck is going on, like, with... I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but Tommy Dreamer randomly hit me up today. Like, randomly, Tommy Dreamer DM'd me today and was like, "You're good." And I was like, "Thank you." And then I was like, I was a big fan of you, and I just saw you in Massachusetts, And he didn't respond back to any of that. So I don't know what Tommy Dreamer was. I don't know if Tommy Dreamer is just like, I'm going to go around and give positive energy to young people who are, or whatever the hell. I mean, I'm 35. I'm not young anymore. I'm like getting old and running out of time to do any of this stuff. But, yeah, it was just weird. Tommy Dreamer randomly drive-by fucking compliment. So thanks to Tommy Dreamer. But I after he said something to me, I said like, "Yo, thanks, Tom." Like, and then he just like didn't respond back. But shout out to him, man, for a nice compliment. I think he was talking about commentary, but appreciate that. Also, just because of that, House of Hardcore in Philadelphia, November 23rd. Get your tickets now. Tell them Joe Cronin sent you. House of Hardcore, and it's the 23rd of November. The Mighty Biggin. That sounds like something from Married with Children, which is hilarious. Oh, man, my bad. I'm not ready to pick up phone calls yet, but I will pick up phone calls in a minute. So let me just fix the the donation things here real quick here. I'm sorry, everybody. I was up all night long working on stuff, trying to land some interviews, trying to do this and that and the other thing. And also I was watching my kids at times because Leah's father had a surgery, and so she had to take care of that. So when she got home at when she was about home, I decided to crash, and then I did. I passed out at like 3 p.m. or something like that. I forget what time I passed out. And so I missed most of NWA Episode 2. And so I'm going to have a whole review on NWA coming. I'm just going to combine them all. And, yeah, so that... Anyway, let's go back to the Eric Bischoff news. All right, Eric Bischoff. So Eric Bischoff fired by WWE. This is after just getting hired. Eric Bischoff is already fired now. House of Horrorcore, as someone says. It's the same night as NXT War Games, though. So, I mean, I would recommend that, I recommend you go to House of Hardcore first. Go to House of Hardcore, come home, watch War Games. Not a big deal. That's what I think. So, yeah, so Eric Bischoff fired from not only this position, but WWE. There's no, oh, he's got moved to this area, he got moved to that area, he got moved to over here, whatever the fuck. Well, he's just fired. So Eric Bischoff is fired for, actually permanently, I guess. He just responded with a tweet saying, good luck, and Bruce Pritchard is great. As you guys know, Bruce Pritchard will replace him. Bruce Pritchard, the longtime producer of WWE, used to be the guy that sat right in there with Vince and ran all the TV stuff and the times and everything else. Bruce Pritchard, when he left, some of his position got divided up to different people, and including, Kevin Dunn taking on some of the things. And that's why I believe TV production got worse, because Kevin Dunn just fully took over it all. But, it is what it is. But Bruce Pritchard is back now in that position. Now, I'm being told that this is a temporary thing for Bruce, that Bruce only plans to be in this position up to a year or less, and that he hopes that, somebody else is going to take his place, and that he's just doing this as a favor for Vince McMahon in the time being. That's the rumor. That's the news. And then, after that, we're being told that, Eric Bischoff is going to get paid for the rest of the year. Now, you got to remember, Eric Bischoff just filed for bankruptcy months ago, and then he allegedly, from what we can tell from his Twitter and from what he said on various interviews and things like that, that Eric Bischoff took everything he had left and owned with him to Connecticut and moved from his Wyoming home or whatever home he had. He had some pretty decent home in Wyoming, I guess, with a lot of stuff. And he had that beer he was working on, and I don't know, man. It sounds like he lost everything to me. And when he said him and his wife were taking a chance and starting over or whatever it was and driving to Connecticut in the car with their car loaded full of everything they own, everything that they have left, I mean, to me that sounds like he had like an auction or had a bankruptcy and he had to give stuff to the bank and stuff. I don't know. But that's really sad, man, if that's the case. I mean, and if Eric Bischoff wants to clarify that, he can clarify that somewhere. This is all speculation on my part. I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. But this is what I heard, and this is what I saw, and what I gather from reading his tweets and seeing what he said and all this other type of stuff. So it is what it is. But he'll get paid for another year. Now, essentially, I also believe that will mean that, from what I'm seeing here, that also means that he will not be allowed to work anywhere for another year. So Eric Bischoff will not be able to work anywhere for a year, and but he will get paid for up to a year. I don't know what his salary is, but a guy in his position, you would think a guy in the executive producer role of a television show, I mean, normally that type of role, I mean, you're making at least $150,000. But I'm going to say that Eric Bischoff probably is going to make at least $250,000. So that is a great amount to sort of start off with and to be able to start planning like cons and your podcast deals and whatever else you need to get in place to start making some money immediately when you are done with that salary. Now, again, I'm making up these numbers. I have no idea. I'm just going with my gut about, executive producers and what they offered. He could have made more. Yeah. I'm trying to look up the salary for that. Yeah, I was basically right. Executive producers earn an average annual salary of $124,000 as of 2013. So, yeah, he might have gotten a better deal than that. I don't know. We don't know. So he at least is making $120,000 a year. But he may have gotten a deal for $300 or $250 or $200 or something like that. But let's go with the lowest. Let's say he makes $120,000. He gets that for the year. I mean, yeah, he's got to be lining up like Comic-Cons and all these other things to do, especially if he was bankrupt and out of money previously. I really feel bad about that. I'm not somebody that's like, yeah, F him and he was always an idiot, or anybody that thinks like that. I never think like that. And the reason why I don't think like that is because like I always think like, what if it's me? What if that happened to me? I wouldn't. I would be. I mean, people have families and things to take care of. I always want everybody to get paid. In my opinion, I hope everybody gets paid. By the way, Jet, thank you for 16 months of subscribing in a row, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like Eric Bischoff is a better on-screen personality at this point than anything else. And I almost wish that Eric Bischoff operated kind of like in a like an old Jack Tunney type of deal. DJ Scandalous in the chat. What's up, DJ? I seen you in the chat last couple weeks. Yeah, man. Check out his channel. It's pretty cool, man. When are you gonna DJ up here in Boston, by the way? But no, it's just like this guy, I see him as like a Jack Tunney type of character now. Like, you know what I mean? Eric Bischoff sitting in his office somewhere. He's rich, and he's like, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to make a match where I've come up with this idea for this match. And Eric kind of is the one that delivers the exposition for the special match or the outside situation. You know what I mean? Like, if Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley can't get along and they're having these brutal wars and they're attacking each other, Eric Bischoff is like, you know what? You're attacking each other. You're interfering with television. You're doing stuff during the commercial breaks. You're upsetting the sponsors. We need to settle this once and for all. And that's why it's going to be Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley in a barbed wire hell match or something like that. And people are just like, oh my God, what's that? And then after he says that, they pan to like a ring with barbed wire bats hanging from it, and you can pull them down and use them and like whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And that type of situation is kind of where I'd like to see Eric Bischoff. You know, in that sort of, like, he doesn't come out and be the heel or the face. He just sort of be's that executive in the office. And maybe once in a blue moon he comes out on TV, but mostly he just stays in the office, and he is the new Jack Tunney. Of course, Jack Tunney in WWE, but this would be Eric Bischoff in AEW. Since they would never use him like this in WWE, so I'm not talking about WWE. I'm talking about if you were to go to AEW in a year or whatever else. So yeah, that's I don't know, that's my opinion of what they should do with him. So basically you want him to be like like Dario from Lucha Underground. I mean, I guess so, yeah, that's true. I mean, I think of Jack Tunney because Jack Tunney did this for years in the WWE, and you know what I mean, I grew up watching that first, so when I mean, kind of like that, but even he was more hands-on in Lucha Underground. So, like, not really, because I want Eric Bischoff even less hands-on than what was it, Cueto, or I can't remember his name even. I love the first two seasons of Lucha Underground. I really love, but I do like them all. And then, of course, our friend Famous B is on Lucha Underground. So I'm hoping that somebody picks up our buddy Famous B. And I was talking to Famous B the other day on Facebook. And, you know, maybe we'll get Famous B back on the show in some kind of podcast host capacity. B, if you're listening, man, hit me up. We'll do something together, you know. Let's do something. Let's get you back out there. I'm going to be getting ready in a little bit for Throwdown. It's Tuesday Night Throwdown on my other channel, Corrupted Nation. But we got about 20 minutes left to go here. And so I'm going to look at questions. If you guys want to donate, all the donations are on. That's fine. They'll alert me. That's cool. But if not, I'm just going to look. There's a lot more news. There's so much news today. Like, there's going to be a lot to talk about on Thursday. Again, NWA Powerrr was phenomenal, again, I believe, from what I saw of it, but I got to watch the whole thing. So, again, that review's coming. A lot of you guys said you saw AEW Dark Episode 2, and some of you did hear me screaming back down Janela. And, yeah, I heard it, too. You can't hear me. It's very faint, but it's there. So it's kind of funny. I was hoping that it would be like one loud thing, all right, because like I'm a mark for myself. So, but let me just go ahead and tweet us out because I didn't tweet out that we're live right now. Let's see here. I also, people wanted me to get Sami Guevara on the show, so I worked on getting Sami Guevara on the show. But I spoke with Sami, and he was cool with it, man. He's down to come on the show. He's all happy and everything. But I spoke to the AEW offices, and they said, please give it a few weeks or get back to us in a few weeks about it or something like that, or we'll get back to you in a few weeks. So I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know if they've figured out, like, we don't like Joe Cronin anymore, but... or if that's just procedure, like they're not ready to do that. They have a certain way they want people being handled with the press and stuff like that for podcasts or interviews. I mean, to me, everybody just does all kinds of different things over there, interviews everywhere.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Some bubbly.
Bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Hey Joe, hope all is well. I've tried calling lately, but I haven't been lucky enough to get through. Let's imagine this. Vince is on his deathbed with dementia and calls you. He says Joe fix the creative, then shits himself and dies.
Oh, God.
What do you do?
Honestly, I would really cry, Robbie Hyde. And we're going to talk about Alexa and the trade and everything else going on, too. There's a lot to talk about here. Robbie Hyde, dude, I would honestly cry because, I mean, first of all, I'd be happy that I'd be able to help WWE. Second of all, like, I really do think, I really like Vince McMahon, you know what I mean? I really do. There's a lot of things that I would do similar to Vince McMahon, but there's a lot of things that I'm completely opposite. But I love the guy Vince McMahon himself and what he does. Like, just like I'd be sad that I didn't get to speak with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would yell at him like, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing right now in WWE? But I don't know, man. I'd be sad about that. But thank you very much for Robbie Hyde for the $3. We have a caller on the phone, an unknown caller. Oh, they hung up the phone. Never mind. Well, they hung up the phone. If I take your call, you might go on mute for a minute, but just hang in there. I'll get you on. Yeah, shit, I was going to go to that call. Now I'm thrown off. What was I doing? Give us Panda Head, people are saying. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so Sami Guevara is down to come on the show. We'll get him on. I'll tell him I made fun of his tongue and everything, which I think is actually good for his heel gimmick. But, yeah, I don't know why AEW, I guess, they weren't ready to say yeah yet. I don't know. I guess guys in AEW have to go through the media the same way that, have to go through the office the same way that WWE does, which is very strange. I thought they were more like free-willed. They could just do whatever. But I guess not. Because, yeah, when I reached out to certain people, they were like, nope, you got to talk to the office or whatever. So I suppose that's like WWE with Joe Villa, except for Joe Villa usually just says piss off. Which, maybe they will say too. We'll find out. But, hey, man, we're lucky to have had Cody and Brandy on. That was a great time. And AEW's coming up tomorrow night. I'm pretty excited about that. 215's on the phone. Hello.
Hey, yo, what's up, Joe Cronin? My name is Josh, hollering at you from Philly. What's up, man?
Oh, dude, what's up, man? You guys got AEW in your name of the hood next week.
Yeah, I know, and I'm so upset because I actually just saw like a little, TV commercial for it last week, and then I went online to see if I could get a ticket. Man, that drawing sold out.
Oh, that sucks, bro. That means, you know what, too? That does mean scalpers have them because, dude, in Boston, well, it might be sold out, though, but in Boston there was probably about, I would say, 500 seats in the entire place that weren't filled, and the reason was because, and maybe not 500, maybe like 200 or 300, and it was because scalpers didn't sell the tickets. So, and there was some people in the media who didn't show up and sit down because there was no media. So, yeah, there may be something available, but
yeah. It's crazy when I think about it because, like, usually when WWE comes around, I could get like a good seat like the night prior of the show, and that's crazy. And these guys sold out, like maybe a couple of weeks ago. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. They sold out almost right away in Boston too, and then the tickets were. What happened was they sold so quickly that they sold. And then scalper people were putting the tickets up already, like right away. So when I went to check some of the outlets, the tickets had already been upped. So on the Ticketmaster site, there's a new way of doing it, which I think is bad if they want to stop scalping, because what it is you see the Ticketmaster price normally, but once the ticket sells, if somebody resells it there, the ticket price just changes. So it goes from being a $60 ticket to a $300 ticket, and you think that that's the official amount from Ticketmaster, right. But it's not. It's like, no, that's somebody who's reselling it. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. I think that's kind of dangerous. They should almost mark it like aftermarket or something. I don't know. But hopefully you'll get in there, man. Hopefully you'll get it. I might message them. Did I message them back? Oh, yeah, you know what? I didn't message them back. All right, well, I'll ask them. I'll see if we have any extra tickets, and I don't know. Maybe
yeah. I'm hoping I can get a ticket. I've never been so hyped to see a live, show come to Philly, and I've been to like 4 or 5 WWE events, and like this is the actual first one I'm actually really excited to go see.
Right? Yeah, dude. This is
if I can get a ticket. That is, if I can get a ticket.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It was fun when I was there. It was like, because you're there, you're seeing this massively produced product, and like for the first time, like there is that feeling of kind of excitement, and it feels like a throwback. It feels like you're back in the late '90s, like the stage, like it looks nice, but it's not like overly produced like WWE. But then they have fireworks and all that stuff, just like back in the day. So yeah, dude, it's like. The biggest thing I can say is it's kind of like WCW, with a little hint of, that old WWE and ECW style, because even the other night, like Kenny Omega and Janela beat the shit out of each other in a little hardcore match, and then all these other things happened. So there was something for everybody. The tag team match that opened it up was kind of like a, spotty, jumping flippy fest, but it was good. People got to see Private Party finally, like who never seen them before. Yeah, just like they had kind of like something for everybody. Jericho coming out with the promo, Darby Allin coming down with the skateboard. I mean, at that time, at that point in the night, I had felt like I'd seen a lot of different stuff, so I was like, this was a pretty damn good show. And when Darby Allin came out at the end, down with the skateboard, I was like, Jesus. I was like, what else am I going to see?
I thought that was funny. I thought that was hilarious.
It was, dude. It was like, really funny.
No, because I just never seen anything like that before. Like, I thought it was dope, like, to be honest, but funny at the same time. I'm like, wow, God just came out of here. You know, for real, you know what I thought? I'm like, this guy was on the wrong show. He needs to be on Raw if he got a skateboard. No, it was I'm just sending this email real quick. Okay, now I'm paying attention. No, from my vantage point, it was great because I was sitting, like, most of the show, I was sitting in 3 different places, but at one point I was sitting at the end of the show, I was sitting opposite the ramp. So the ramp was straight in front of me and the ring was slightly to the right. And when Darby Allin came out with that skateboard, I told people this, I had 3 different emotions. I went from, first I felt like, oh my God, he's really not coming out here with like a skateboard, dude. Like, that's so weird. That's kind of lame. Right. And then I started laughing because I was like, this is fucking hilarious now. Like, oh my, like, what the hell? And by the time he got to the bottom, what happened was he disappeared in the crowd a little bit for me because the crowd was like above the ramp by the middle bottom. And when he leaped up and tackled Jericho, he popped up over the crowd, and then I saw him attack Jericho. And it just, from my point of view, and you can see a pretty good point of view in the BTE YouTube channel, they show it from a different perspective on being the Elite. Like, it is, but from my vantage point, it was so funny, dude, that by the time he hit him, I popped at the end, and I was like, that was actually awesome. Like, that was, I don't know why, that was the dumbest thing it felt like, and then it ended up being just awesome. Yeah, I think I had like the same, you know, cycle through of emotions while I saw it too, because like as he was coming down the ramp, I was laughing, but when he actually did it, I'm like, all right, yeah, that was nice right there. You know, you know, and you talked about Chris Jericho's promo. You know, I just wish that WWE would just look at that and just take note. That is how you cut a promo. You know, you come out, you talk your smack, and then he gave a nice little run through of the inner circle and like the members and stuff like that. And even when like the crowd started to like chant and stuff like that, you know, and cheer for Jake Hager now, you know, Chris Jericho, you know, clacked back at the crowd and got the crowd to, you know, to boo. And that's what good, genuine heels do. You know what I mean? They're able to, you know, draw heat from the crowd and stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of these WWE superstars, they can't cut promos for crap. They take these long pauses in between sentences and stuff like that. It just, I mean, I get it. Like, everything is all formulaic and stuff like that because, you know, they got to go through a whole A through Z thing of the things Vince and the gang want them to talk about and stuff like that. But that clearly isn't the way, you know, to do it. You know, Jericho, I mean, he proved with that promo alone why he is the AEW champion.
Right. Dude, like, I agree. And like, if they could only get their guys to read like that, like, it would be way more authentic. But it's like, and then every once in a while they let them do something and you go, oh wow, that was great. And then you don't hear it again for weeks. By the way, great call, dude. I appreciate it. Somebody did say you sounded like Ricochet or whatever. Let's see the chat. Tony Marson, Joe, you're a poor man's JD. Good luck. Yeah, okay. I was doing this way before JD, by the way, so go look those facts up on YouTube. And when JD was doing Call of Duty videos talking about Call of Duty, what are they doing in Call of Duty? Joe Cronin was here doing wrestling commentary and videos. So you're welcome. And I also don't copy everything Solomonster says like JD. That's why he puts up his reviews and stuff late. Because he listens to what Solomonster says first and then copies most of what he says, his mannerisms, and some of his jokes even. It's kind of weird, but they're friends, yet they're friends. I mean, I guess I'd be friends with the guy, too, if he turned me into a gold mine. But very interesting stuff. Go listen to it. You can actually compare his content to Solomonster's and see that he actually just kind of takes a lot of what he says and his mannerisms and the way he talks and the way he compares things. Like, JD will say something like, you know, that Renee Young called Corbin. What the fuck? I almost said Corbin Dallas. Jesus. Renee Young called Baron Corbin soft during this show tonight. Well, I was soft all week because I watched this. I couldn't get hard. Yeah, well, that's like something Solomon would say, where he'd be like, Renee Young called Baron Corbin soft during this episode. Well, it's funny because I've been soft ever since watching this show. I haven't been able to get an erection. Like that type of thing. Like, it's like the same joke. He does it all the time. You can go listen to it and literally prove it to yourself if you don't believe me. So nice try in the chat. I appreciate that. But shout out to you. I've also been a commentator for 7 years before JD as well, since I'm the one who brought JD up to commentate with me. So, yeah, you're welcome. Let me just drink this drink right here. Corbin Dallas. Okay, DJ in the chat says, DJ Scandalous says, it's hard for me to get into NWA because I've only seen clips and I grew up in the 90s. Well, yeah, and I mean, I know there's some new listeners, so I started watching wrestling in 1987. By the way, I like JD, man. I like JD, and I like fucking Solly. I love Solly a lot, too. So I have no hatred for any of these people. I'm just talking shit to some of these trolls who think that the guy created everything when really he just bailed on doing Call of Duty streams that were failing and turned into wrestling to try to make money. So I've been doing this my whole life. I've been living this my whole life. I was a wrestler in 04, 05, 06. I wrestled Kofi Kingston when he was in New England Championship Wrestling, in Chaotic Wrestling here in Massachusetts. I trained 2 days with Sasha Banks when she was Mercedes. I went to wrestling school. I was a referee. I was a wrestler. And I went to school for broadcasting, so I was also a commentator. I've been living this and working at this for a long time before YouTube even existed. So you're really not going to come here and scare me into being fucking freaked out over some kind of bullshit. But you can get blocked, bro. Anyway, NWA versus AEW. No doubt about it. Tuesday nights. This is... I can see where NWA may not be for everybody because of some of the stuff, but the bottom line is, man, they are killing it. NWA, dude, these promos at NWA have been great. NWA has killed it with promos, killed it with the studio production. Somehow they've made this cool again, stuff that I used to see from the 70s and the 80s, only through VHS tapes and stuff like that. And right now they've made it relevant in 2019. It's pretty friggin' crazy. And that's why I've been talking it up. I talked it up a year ago because I was excited for what Dave Lagana was going to do and Billy Corgan was going to do. You knew how much Billy Corgan wanted to, participate in the wrestling industry and make a difference. 570, hello.
Hey, Joe.
What's up, man?
What's up? It's Filthy with a PH.
Hell yeah, baby. What's going on?
I gotta say, for all the shit we give WWE, all the shit we give McMahon, I say the one thing he's doing right is he's keeping politics out of his product. I mean, I can't watch shit on TV anymore.
That's true.
Except sport, except football on Sunday and, Raw on Monday.
I think Vince knows.
Friday SmackDown.
I think that's one thing Vince knows. I think he knows, like, let's not go there because people want to escape that. They don't want to deal with that. So it feels like they understand that.
Well, you got to look at, like, Saturday Night Live, The Tonight Show. Look at all the shows that have been completely ruined by just people that have been butthurt that maybe the election didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. It's not even jokes anymore. It's just basically going after whatever politician they hate. Well, and wrestling, for the most part, WWE has kept that out of its product, and we have to at least give them some kind of credit for that we could have that little bit of escape for as shitty as the product that has been lately.
They're rare where they can stay out of that because they don't necessarily answer like usually the networks produce all these other shows and they put these shows on and they expect them to be talked about, the politics stuff, whereas WWE, even though they're a public company, they're still their own entity and they're producing the show and putting it out on USA Network. It's not really the USA's putting it out. So that's why I think they've got more control. But the number two thing to remember is that the guys at the top of WWE are mostly Republican, so they're not going to go there anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard that Dolph Ziggler got shit because of I don't know, like the "Don't Tread on Me" stuff. So I don't know if McMahon is as right winged as we might think. I think Linda is a Republican, or at least ran for a Republican seat in, what was it, Connecticut?
Well, I think that what it is I think WWE is very aware of the of what people are sensitive of now in the country, which, I mean, "Don't Tread on Me" is not a racist thing. It's a fucking, that is not even a bad thing. But there's people that perceive it like that for some reason. And basically what it is, and I don't want to get into politics too much, but what it is you know, "Don't tread on me." I mean, black guys who drive trucks have "Don't Tread on Me." But the bottom line is "Don't Tread on Me" a lot of times is seen as something like a white hillbilly would put on his jacket. So what they're actually doing is, you know, that little bit of culture that some white people do have, I guess, they're actually taking away their culture, which is like, I love this liberty, this other stuff, this "Don't Tread on Me." That's all actually under attack. But WWE knows that, I think, so they won't let our superstar, if this is what you're talking about, go out there with the "Don't Tread on Me" thing, because they'll be like, listen, you can't wear that out there because right now that's a controversial thing. So even though that may not be right, I guess. Yeah, so they're protecting themselves.
Like Sonya Deville wears her rainbow flag stuff to, you know, which I have no problem with. I'm just saying, but it does represent it's a double standard. Political view.
It's a double standard. Everything should be allowed as long as it's not a fucking Nazi flag or something like that.
Right.
You know, anything should be allowed. I mean, who cares? Like, I mean, and you know, they get shit for it. Like, I mean, when you do that, you see the reaction. I mean, I don't care either who does what. But even Finn Balor, I mean, you know, and I appreciate Finn Balor being like, yo, Finn Balor's for everyone, and I support the gay community. That's cool. But you know what's weird is a lot of people weren't ready for that from Finn, a lot of his fans, and I noticed a lot of people were like, this makes him, like, his character now is different. It's not what they thought it was. And a lot of people he lost a lot of fans, I think, from going that route, and I don't know what my feelings are on that. I mean, he went a little soft. I think it was around WrestleMania this year or the year before. Yeah.
He dropped the demon character for the most part, but I mean, overall though, we don't see anything blatantly in our face though that has to do with politics. So
right.
They're at least getting that right. I mean, I dropped watching the Tonight Show, Saturday Night Live. There was a whole list of shows, and pretty much I watched nothing except wrestling and, you know, and football. Like there's nothing left. And even with football, you had the controversy in the last couple of years with Colin Kaepernick and, you know, the national anthem scandal and stuff like that. At least that's calmed down a little bit, which seemed to have directly affected Vince McMahon's decision to bring back the XFL, because I suppose he thought people wanted a different kind of football to watch. And how successful you think that's going to be, or at all? Probably, I don't know. I don't know if the general public has an interest in watching a minor league football brand right after, you know, the Super Bowl, pretty much, with only 8 teams. I don't even know what cities they're from, but I don't know where they're getting the players. Probably NFL rejects. So,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's like I don't think this is good for the XFL that WWE isn't doing well with a lot of the fans either. I think a lot of fans are so down on Vince they're not going to even want to get into watching the XFL. Like, it just makes me groan. I was excited when they first announced it. I was like, oh, that's going to be cool. But now I just feel like, like I don't care. There's so much wrestling to watch right now too. And great call, by the way, man. I got to go. I really got to move on. I could probably talk to you for like an hour because you sound like you had other things you wanted to say, and I really appreciate that. But I'm up against the time. I'm going to be going live with Out of Nowhere in a little while. I mean, not Out of Nowhere, Jesus. Throwdown in a little while. So that's coming, but we got some more wrestling to talk about. There's just so much wrestling news today. There's more wrestling news. I told you about the Eric Bischoff stuff, and there's more to that. So he's got a year where he can't go anywhere, and he's going to get paid for a year. And remember, Eric Bischoff was bankrupt, so he's going to have to probably do a lot of, I don't know, man. I just hope the guy gets work, and I hope he gets hired somewhere because that sucks. You know, I've hit him up a whole bunch to try to work with him to do things, so we'll see if I ever hear from him.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
how much you think by Squife getting fired this early indicates that he was only scapegoat for the ratings drop-off.
Yeah.
I thought he was the head of SmackDown to keep Fox from backing out of that $1 billion deal. Not sure Bruce can fix SmackDown's shit, boo.
Well, and here's what the Soundwave 92. Thank you, man. Thank you, Soundwave 92. Here's the other thing too about that. People have been saying all day long to me, like, "Oh, shit, what did they say?" God, I had a whole thing to tell you. They were saying about Fox. Oh yeah, they were like, "Oh well, when you lose 1 million listeners, that's what happens." But it's like, dude, why is everybody surprised that they lost 1 million viewers? This is not a surprise that they lost 1 million viewers. They had a special SmackDown show. Whenever they have a special SmackDown or a special Raw, millions of people tune back in. They advertise The Rock. They advertise Stone Cold Steve Austin. They advertise The Undertaker. They advertised all these people, and it was a celebration of the 20s, whatever the fuck, episode of SmackDown, right? So when Raw had its 25th anniversary, or whatever the hell it was, 30th anniversary, I don't even remember anymore. When Raw had its anniversary special, like 5 million people watched, almost. Almost 5 million people watched. But the previous weeks, there had been 2.6 million people watching to 2.8. So you had 2.8 million people, then you had over 2 million people tune in, new people, because they wanted to see what was going on. And I chastised WWE because they did nothing with that show. And I said, what the fuck is there for people to tune into next week? They should have done some epic shit to make people go, oh my God, I want to watch this stuff again. I'm going to tune in next week. But they didn't do any of that. They just had a show, and then they had another show that made less sense. And then if anybody watched the next week, they went, well, this is really bad now. What the hell is this? All right, I'm not watching this. There was nothing ever for somebody to get latched back into. And you know you can latch people into the product because these are all people that at one point were latched into the product at some point in their lives that have come back. And you didn't do anything. You didn't have blood. You didn't have some epic moment. You didn't have some craziness. You didn't have Stone Cold say, I'm coming back next week. You had none of that. So there was no crossover. There was no ability to recultivate that audience whatsoever. It was simply just to say, tonight's special, welcome to the show. But you know what? We don't care about next week. You literally had 3 million customers right there that you could have tried to hook for the next week, and you didn't even try. Nobody got fired after that. And guess what? The next week, the ratings went down. 2 million viewers. It's not that they went down. Just the people that watched the previous week that were only tuning in for one time in the last 5 years or whatever, 10 years, you know, they were like, okay, cool, I watched the special, and now next week I don't care. And some of those people tuned in to say, I wonder what it's like this week. And then they saw what you were doing, and they went, this is boring. And I know they said that because I got hit up by people on Facebook and an email that I haven't spoken to in a while, and they said, God damn, this is really bad. Is this what it's like every week? And I'm like, yeah. So you're really surprised that SmackDown went from 3.9 million down to back to 2.8 or whatever they went back down to. So are you going to be so why would Eric Bischoff be fired over that? Because you knew that number was going to happen. I mean, did you ever think maybe it's because you're completely fucking delusional and discombobulated with your message? Oh, Fox wants a more sports-like presentation. Then you got a robot running around the draft room. You got a zombie guy coming out of the mat at the beginning of the show. I mean, make up your minds. 1 minute you're all for the sporting version of things. The next minute you're all for the theatrical, but you're trying to sell this to a sports audience. I'm in agreement that Monday Night Raw anniversary, that should have had people coming from under the ring and stuff coming down from the top of the ceiling and lights turning red and bleeding and all kinds of stuff. Not SmackDown the other night. That should have been more like sports orientated. Like, look at these athletes. Look at what these guys can do. What are they going to do next time? But instead, you were like, oh, look, Seth versus Roman for the first draft pick. Oh, but a zombie just came from the fucking ring, and now, like, what's happening? Like, people don't know what the fuck they're watching. It's just really, WWE is so, it's like they always take the right thing and do it at the wrong time. Every time they can't sync up to get it right. But why Eric Bischoff would be fired it sounds like, yeah, he was scapegoated. It sounds like he was put in this position to basically be scapegoated if something went wrong. That's what it seems like now to me. I think it's a fucking conspiracy. And I think it worked, too, because they were like, well, you get paid still, and, we can scapegoat you when things don't go right. Well, get ready, because next week the ratings are going to drop even further. So I hope you're ready for the ratings to drop even further next week. And you want to see the Raw audience? I told you this would happen, by the way. Thanks to everybody on Twitter who stroked my ego today, because I needed an ego stroke today, because I was feeling really depressed today. Well, I got to tell you, man, I must have sent my commentary and resumes to so many people, and I heard back from nobody. Except for Tommy Dreamer, man. I thank you so much to Tommy Dreamer. What a nice guy. Out of nowhere, hit me up today being like, you're good, What a nice guy. Out of nowhere. I didn't even message the guy. I don't even know why he messaged me. And I don't know what the hell happened with that. But I kind of needed that. So I don't know what it was. It was like somebody told Tommy Dreamer, like, hey, hit this guy up and tell him he's cool. He's okay. So thanks to Tommy, and thanks to everybody else. House of Hardcore, November 23rd. Get your tickets now, and then when you get home, you can watch NXT. But go to the show if you're in Philly. Plus AEW this Wednesday. I think it's sold out in Philly. But in Boston, they released some tickets last minute, so maybe tweet them and message people and try to, there may be that last-minute ticket sale burst, where somebody sells them back, where a scalper realized they're not going to sell them, and they're like, oh, my God, and they have some refund deal or whatever. That happens sometimes. Or maybe AEW itself doesn't give away the tickets, so they've got 50 tickets. They put them back in the box office, and then you can buy them at a pretty good price. So just keep your eyes open. There may be a few tickets for sale, but it looks like right now 99.9% sold out in AEW. But again, November 23rd, House of Hardcore. Monday's WWE Draft of Raw, which was a piece of garbage, as you well know, drew an average of 2.2 million viewers. Unbelievable. I told you it would be bad. That's down 2% from the previous week. Absolutely horrid. And then I questioned the third hour of Raw. I said, get excited, WWE, for when your third hour of Raw tonight is under 2 million. Guess what? Final hour of Raw, 1.997. 1.997, a 21% drop from the first hour. It was Monday Night Raw, and the draft was a joke. As the draft has been since the very beginning, a farce, a fake, and a joke. They sidestepped all that other stuff, and everybody said what they always say. Wait till they get to we'll just wait till they get to Hell in a Cell. Oh, we'll just wait till they get to the draft. Oh, wait till they get to Survivor Series. Somebody actually said that the other day to me. They were like, well, wait till Survivor Series. Then after that, everything. No, we've been saying that for 3 years. There's no wait till they get to anything. They've been piss poor crap for about 5 years now. There's not wait till anything goes anywhere. And here's the other thing. I do have my other show to do, and I'm going to do it in a little while. But right now, the bottom line is there's 730 of you guys in here for wrestling news and wrestling talk. So that's pretty friggin' badass on a random stream on a Tuesday night that I don't normally do. So, hey, it is what it is. What Pedwell Rock is here. What's up, Pedwell? A lot of angry people in the chat. Really? Is there a lot of angry people in the chat tonight? What's up with everybody? Let's see here. Lana's going to give... Yeah, Lana and Lashley stuff, that seems ridiculous. Well, you're going to get angry people, too. You're going to get a lot of people... You're going to get a lot of people who are mad about a lot of things now. And this is what I want to remind you guys of. There's going to be this divide in the wrestling community like we haven't seen before, or we haven't seen since WCW, ECW, or since maybe TNA Impact was really prevalent, was really in the forefront. Because you're going to see these people that are just like, NWA is the way to go. That's the right way. F everybody else. You're going to see people who are like, WWE is still the best thing. Everything else sucks. AEW, everybody else sucks. People that still like Impact, everyone's taking their sides. And some people are just trolling because they like one company, so they're trolling everybody else. Other people are just are serious, man. People are fighting over what they like the most. And even though you might say, oh, that's bad and that sucks and that's toxic or something, or, why can't everybody just love all the wrestling and enjoy it, Yeah, I agree. When it comes down to it for real, come on, we're all getting wrestling. This is fun. This is a fun time for us. It's not the best time in wrestling. That was when there was 11 million people watching. But this is an exciting time because there's so much damn wrestling to watch. I don't mind the bickering and the fighting with fans because I think it shows passion that you care about something more than other things. I don't necessarily think that you should be putting down all the other stuff. You know what I mean? WWE has good qualities about it still, although few. AEW has a lot of good qualities, and what are they going to do? We don't know. NWA has been proven to be pretty exciting. And with all these companies, with all the wrestling, all the companies, the hype will die down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There'll be a lot of people that are jumping on the NWA bandwagon now, I got to love NWA because they're showing people in the show and they're showing reviews and everybody loves it. But then there'll be people that kind of back off after a little bit. They'll say, they'll be like, oh, I didn't really love it. I was just saying I did. So you'll see some people back off. But there is a large amount of people that have tuned in for NWA, and that's really incredible, man. They hit, I think, 500,000 views at this point. Being the Elite episode 174 is drawn about 140,000 views itself. So NWA has drawn more than the Being Elite show, and people used to say that's the greatest thing going right now. Which Being the Elite is a great, fun show to watch, especially for the younger crowd, I think. I don't always love it, but I like those guys, and I think they're fun. But I think the younger crowd really enjoys it, and so that's cool. There's that. You can watch that. You can watch AEW. You can watch Nightmare Family with Cody. There's just so much to watch, so much to review, so much to talk about. But these Raw ratings are bad. We take a look at the Raw ratings overall, courtesy of, and I will play the donations in a second. But this is yikes. This is courtesy of Wrestling Inc., who transcribed all this. WrestlingInc.com. They started the year at 2.3. They went up to 2.7, 2.4, 2.7 around the Royal Rumble, which that's exciting time, WrestleMania. Post-WrestleMania show, you would expect would be one of the biggest Raws of the year, and it did a 2.9. That's their biggest Raw of the year, arguably. And then it dropped again, and now we're down to recent times, which is they're starting to trend lower. So 2.2. They went down from a 2.3, from a 2.5, but before that, remember, they were at 2.2 again. Look, 2.1. One of the worst Raws ever, September 9th. They drew a 2.1. And it looks like they're trending that way right now. And guess what? This all correlates to their quality of show. If you go back and look at the reviews that I gave Raw, some of those Raws that were up in the 2.5 million mark, that was around the time where we were saying 4 out of 10 or 5 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. But if you look at the numbers dipped down to about a 2.3, 2, 1, and below. Usually when we're giving Raw a 1, 2, or 3 out of 10 consistently, or for at least a couple weeks in a row. So it makes sense. People are bored. They tune in one week after a bad week, and it starts off with Bobby Lashley, making out with somebody's face, all creepily, and people just get out of there. That's it. They're out. But that's it. Anyway, we got AEW Dark tonight. A lot of you guys told me you heard me screaming back down Joey Janela, so thank you for listening so hard. Kenny Omega in that match. And yeah, if you guys want to go retweet my tweet, I put up a fan cam of it and just did some commentary over on Twitter, which is pretty hilarious.
Right now, here comes Kenny Omega. Oh, V-trigger to the back of the head.
It's pretty fun. Go retweet it.
Here it comes. Yes! One-wing angel through the tear. Then Omega discards. And a cover 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega victorious.
It was a lot of fun, man. I love that match. If you have not seen AEW Dark, get over to AEW Dark and watch that. Some of the other matches were, whatever they were. I'm going to rewatch them and do a review like I did last week. My review on AEW Dark last week only did about 1,100 views. So that was, that's okay. But I think I could put out a non-wrestling video on JCS channel and it would get about 1,000 views. So I was hoping for maybe 2,000 views at least on AEW Dark review. So I don't know if I may move that to the Patreon. I don't know. But go check it out. I'll have another one this week, though. I know that. And I'll have my NWA Powerrr reviews coming out this week also.
Give me a hell yeah!
Joe who? Irrelevant loser talking shit every week. Another podcaster bending over and taking it up the ass because he gets 5 seconds of fame with wannabe promotions. WWE is the best. You wish you had my success and Irish pussy every fucking night.
Jesus. Colby Lopez, thank you for the 316. We know you're Seth Rollins, bro. We know you're Seth Rollins, all right? I totally know, so. Nice try, Colby. Colby, how my ass tastes. Yo, Elias, thank you for subscribing to me again, man, on Twitch. And also Jet. Jet, thank you for subscribing 16 months in a row from Jet. And Elias, 20 months in a row. Holy hell. Dude, make some noise for Elias in the chat. 20 months in a row on Twitch. You have to re-up manually every month, but it's free if you have Amazon Prime and you give me $3. It's kind of cool. Wow, dude. Much appreciated. That's pretty badass, dude, I got to say. Yeah.
Smoke weed every day.
WWE UNWA TNA RO NJPW MLW AAA and many more. Seems now the territories are back and it's great for not just the fans but anyone in pro wrestling. Folded hands, folded hands, folded hands.
It's like we're watching the territories but virtually. It's very strange. Moss Blaze, thank you for the 420, man. Smoke up for Moss Blaze. Everybody in the chat.
Pour me a beer. Got a new subscriber.
Jaron Robertson, thank you for subscribing, man. What's going on? Welcome to the show. It's just kind of an impromptu show tonight. There was so much wrestling talk. I had to come on and talk a little bit about some things. Mize Bodark, what up, man? I'll check it out. Did you tag me on Twitter with that? Hey, it's Lance. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, dude. Appreciate that. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about for the next few minutes here before I get out of here and get my other show started, which will be starting late, obviously, now.
Super Chat Party.
Nationals going to World Series. Love you, Joe.
It feels like it, huh? Feels like it. Joe, go right back on him like McDonald's. Yeah, that's a good point, man. I appreciate that, dude. Jim M, thanks for the $1.99. Yeah, big shout out to everybody else, man. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me here. And I got some breaking WWE news to talk about in just a second, so just bear with me while I replay real quick and get this going. I want to be able to play this for you. Really from the beginning, ever since Dave Lagana began this whole thing, I was tweeting Dave Lagana. People said, Joe, why didn't you get involved in that NWA stuff? I did. I tried as hard as I could. I was tweeting Dave Lagana almost a year ago. You know, hey, what can I do? I'll come out there. I'll sweep the floors. You know, what do you got? You know, I didn't really get anything back from that. So to the people that criticized me about NWA, I did do that. I just didn't do it on air or anything like that. I did it on Twitter. You can find the old tweets, you know. I even DM'd Dave and told Dave Lagana to come on the show and all kinds of stuff. Dave Lagana did not come on the show, though. And that was that's a year of hitting him up, too. A year of hitting him up. For anything, you know, come on the show, promotion, whatever, you know. So apparently he doesn't care, doesn't know me, or does know me and doesn't like me. But either way, NWA Powerrr Episode 2 was great. And AEW Dark Episode 2 aired tonight, so you guys finally got to see what I saw at, AEW Boston. You guys finally got to see the Dark matches. And if you were a real big fan, or friend of mine or whatever, listener, fan, friend. It's all kinds of different things people want to be called, and I typically like to say friends in a way, but at a certain point, you go to the Twitter account, and if you guys, I said earlier today that if it got enough retweets and likes, I would do a 3-hour stream, but it didn't reach that, so unfortunately it didn't reach that, but I gave you a little sneak peek at Joey Janela versus Kenny Omega here when you saw this. Throat right to the esophagus area. You guys saw some of this on AEW Dark.
Slaps, oh man!
This was awesome, man.
That pump kick right to the face. That chair.
When Joey did this was great right here. I really like this.
What's he doing here? Stack these chairs up around each other like he's going to play.
And we're going to talk about Eric Bischoff being fired, what's going on, the contract situation. So much to talk about.
A game of musical chairs.
Oh, I got to get that. Who is that? Jet718, man. What up, Jet? Thank you very much for that subscription on Twitch. Much appreciated, Jet. It is free to do if you have Amazon Prime. So, Jet, thank you so much, man. What's up?
I can assure you, though, that it's more sinister than that.
There will be a throwdown tonight, too, over on my other channel. Just hang in there for that.
Janela, now one by Kenny. Another one by Kenny. Omega and Joey Janela firing back at each other, and now Omega's down. Back to the mat. And now, oh, wait, he's got Joey Janela. Look out! Oh, no! The spine of Joey Janela!
That was great. I enjoyed that.
Oh, V-trigger to the back of the head! Yeah. Angel, perhaps. Here it comes! Yes! One-wing angel through the tear! And Omega discards! And a cover 1, 2, 3! Kenny Omega victorious in Boston!
Yeah, I was pumped for that. I wanted to get that out to hype up AEW Dark tonight. Because you got to watch the full match, man. If you didn't see it, watch the full match. AEW Dark. Tell them Joe sent you. And enjoy it. I was fired up. I found some fan cam and I put that up there. Actually, if you watch that fan cam up on the left, you can see me in the crowd. It's kind of funny. Actually, yeah, you can see me. I'm right here. So it's the whole time I'm right here. And there were some people that were saying you could hear me screaming about Joey Janela in the crowd, so it was kind of funny. Now, I tweeted that. It's just, out today. And I don't know what the fuck is going on, like, with... I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but Tommy Dreamer randomly hit me up today. That was bizarre. I don't know. Anyway, I'm back live here. Thank you for bearing with me for a second while I wanted to make sure that I thought somebody was awake upstairs and all this other stuff. I am back live again, and we've got more wrestling news to get to. I'm going to take phone calls in a few minutes, so get ready for that.
Pour me a beer.
We've got Bob Turner subscribing. What up, Bob? We're talking about Eric Bischoff being fired. If you guys want to call about that, we'll talk about that. That's fine. I just had to run up 3 flights of stairs, man. I'm in the basement, so run upstairs, run around, run upstairs, run around,
Super
no one there, run back downstairs.
Eric betrayal. Eric to AEW confirmed.
Yeah, Mr. Mosby, thanks for the donation, my friend. Very much appreciated, dude, keeping my channel going. But Eric Bischoff, I don't believe can work for a year.
Oh,
so
a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh,
bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Uh-oh.
Hey Joe. You Howard Stern wannabe. Next time I see you, Joe, I'll slap you like I did Santino Marella and make you cry like a bitch. No one don't want to watch this garbage.
Oh,
fuck
sure.
you, Joe.
Come on, Jim Cornette. In the middle of the night at 11 p.m. at night, I randomly went live, and over 700 people are here. Come on, Cornette. You know that's a lie, you four-eyed, bug-eyed freak. I'll come right up to you just like I did Ryback at WrestleCon, and I'll look you in the eye, and I'll try to shake your hand. We'll see if you shake mine. All right, brother? We'll see. We'll see. The fact of the matter is, if a company does a good job, if they do a good job, I'm going to praise it. You know what I mean? I'm giving. There is no doubt about it that we're giving AEW some leeway. There is no doubt about it. People are excited about it. We're giving them some leeway. There's no doubt about it. And WWE has less leeway. So, I mean, I can be 100% honest about that. WWE has tried our patience so much that they have very little leeway. In fact, they sometimes have less than the amount of leeway that they should have, because everything is constantly so bad that even if they do something halfway, the benefit of the doubt goes to the negative. And that's just a fact. That's not something you can blame people for. That's legit, like, human nature to be like that, to be this way about WWE. And about AEW, with it being a brand new shiny toy product, I mean, it's human nature that we're going to give it some leeway. Like the women's match at AEW, no, the first night, the first Dynamite episode, the women's match for the women's title. That match was not the best match, but the fans were cheering so loud for that, like they really were willing that to do well, that it made the match better than it was. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of stuff where it's like, but the fans are all in to help. So even if you get something that's not the best, these fans are ready to support. And we're, as in with WWE, it's more like the opposite. It's like if WWE does something even slightly off, where it's like, oh my God, here we go again. What do the fans do? They fucking hijack the show and start chanting AEW, and this sucks. Although I would consider the thing at Hell in the Cell not to be a little bit of a bad thing. I mean, that was a monumentally dumb decision and stupid thing that they did. But NWA, again, I'm looking forward to reviewing this every week as well. I do appreciate it. You know, I do like entrance music. That's one thing that kind of always did bother me a little bit. You know what I mean, with this NWA show, is where, you know, I wish everybody had like a good entrance and things like that, and a different, but I do get the throwback of it, and I like that. So all these things some things that I don't like about it, there's a lot of things that I love about it. But NWA has been, they've been trending. They've been just executing exactly, I think, how they wanted to. I'm not sure how they feel about this, and I haven't heard Dave Lagana's comments about this yet, but I'd love to hear from him. And he may have told Solomonster potentially like what, you know, he felt about it. I just wonder if they're doing better than they thought, or if they're doing not as well as they thought. I feel like they're doing better than they thought. You know, that they were worried that this would be received by a much smaller internet community, whereas to me it seems like, you know, it seems like they're getting a lot of love, man. It seems like they're getting a lot of attention. I mean, to do over 500,000 views when you first launch is pretty damn good. You know, I would say that's pretty damn good. Let's take a look at BTE, at Being the Elite, and their shot of Darby Allin coming down on the skateboard. You can go check out Being the Elite, episode 174. I was sitting right up here, by the way. What's Darby Allin? So I'm sitting right here. I'm right there. You can't see me, but I'm right there. See what I mean when he jumped up, how his head came out of the crowd to me up in the stands? That's what I was talking about. You didn't really catch it on TV. And one of the criticisms I had of AEW last week in Boston was I was there and I loved so much, and then when I came home and I watched the TV presentation of it, I went, oh my God, they missed a bunch of stuff. Not only did they miss stuff, but they had the camera was cutting at all the wrong times everywhere. And yeah, that was a little depressing. I thought it would have been a better show if you guys had saw some of the cuts the right way. You know, like Jericho saying, you know, next week or whatever. He's like, next week you're gonna, what does he say? It's gonna be your funeral or whatever, something like that. And he threw the microphone, and it happened all night. But this was the best example of it, because they had shots in the ring of the guys. Then you started hearing Jericho talk. Then there was a continued shot of the in the ring close up on somebody, and it was like, what are we looking at? And then Jericho's like, because it's gonna be your funeral, bitch. And he threw the microphone.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh,
bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Joe.
Yes.
I hear you using clips of me talking about you. I should flag this channel and get all the money. Go fuck yourself, Joe, you bug-eye freak.
Fuck you, Jim
Seems Hugh
Cornette.
is way better than you. Well, hire him to do NWA news.
I'll see you in court, Jim Cornette, you son of a bitch. All right, you big fucking idiot. I should sue you and Kenny Bolin for slander. I could sue you guys for slander. Because you told all my listeners that I took their money and bought front row tickets to WWE when the truth is that WWE gave me those tickets. And you know what, and you know what? A lot of people said, wow, what a scumbag. And a lot of people listened to you. And I may have lost donators because of that, because they may have said, well, I'm not going to give him money. But just like WWE, I've got all the ticket stubs that say $0 comp. And I've got all the text messages and the emails with WWE and with whoever. So I'll see you in court, you son of a bitch. Now we're just kidding. Come on, we're kidding around. WWE sheeps are the worst has subscribed to the channel. What's up? I agree. Anybody who's a sheep for anybody is the worst. You know what I mean? I have an objective view of everything. I'm not trying to be all AEW, all WWE, all this, whatever the hell. I like it all. You know? But right now, WWE is really bad. I want to like it. I want it to be better. I want to have a war. I want to have WWE kill it, and then AEW kill it, and then all of us come here and be like, who is better? Because they both killed it. Similar to NXT. You know? But it does feel like the formula, though, is what we got in the mid-'90s, right? Feels like the formula is one brand has to, like, be awful, while the other brand has to be fire, and then the other brand has to realize they have to do something different, and then they have to go even further than the other brand, and now you get this war. That's how it worked the last time. I mean, I don't know how this is going to be a war with the company that is like putting on a horrible show is still getting more views than the company that's putting on a much better and exciting show. So this is a different situation than back in the day. Because at least, you know, back in the day, WCW started beating WWE in the ratings. Now, this is like the third week of this. You know what I'm saying? It took WCW years and a couple big moves to finally, you know, position itself to where it was beating WWE. So this isn't going to just happen overnight. I think some people think that way. But it is fun to watch all the younger generation kind of experience a tiny mini version, little itty bitty mini version of what we saw at in the I guess in the war or the Attitude Era or whatever. It's not even close to that right now whatsoever. But you know what I mean. At least that competition is there. And again, NWA was good tonight, Mike. Yeah, I thought it was good, but I didn't see the whole thing tonight. I've seen the whole first episode, which I really liked. NWA is gonna catch steam. Get ready. Yeah, well, it's already doing it a little bit. Greg Darby, it's already doing it. NWA is already doing a great job here, and it might go up. It might go up from here. The internet became a game changer this time around. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The internet has created the territories again. This is the virtual territories, guys. This is Mid-Atlantic, Mid-South. This is NWA, WCW, WWE. This is like, it's really unbelievable. This has become the new territories. Vince McMahon at one point bought up all these territories physically in the country. But now, we're actually witnessing all of these new territories that have grown up. And while everybody else is growing, it feels like everybody else is growing. It feels like all of the smaller territories are growing, whereas WWE is shrinking. It's so bizarre. This is such an interesting time in wrestling. We've never seen anything like this. Not since we were younger. Not since the early, like the 80s. You know what I mean? All the territories were well established. And WWE was pretty well established up here. And then WWE came and went and killed everybody. And then WWE went. But now, WWE is dropping and dropping and dropping in popularity. Meanwhile, all these territories and companies are rising up. It's really kind of crazy. You have Master P purchasing House of Glory? What? Dude, Master P is purchasing House of Glory. Somebody tell Master P that bring in Joe Cronin to beat up JD or something. No, I'm just kidding. But no, Master P, man. So like this is how important this is. What was the most important and one of the biggest promotions in the country right now as far as, wrestling, goes? That there's companies like, HOG, there's Pro Wrestling Syndicate, there's what's WrestlePro. WrestlePro's become a big one. Pat Buck's company. There's a lot of them, but if you go to Title Match Wrestling Network, where all the iPay-per-views are, you can see a lot of them there. What's her name? Shortsy Blackheart or Shoddy Blackheart? I forget her name. I really didn't see a lot of her matches, but I guess she got signed by WWE. And if you guys are on Title Match Wrestling with my coupon code Cronin, one of her last matches is there. So, I mean, if you, what's it, Shotzi? I can't remember her name. She's right here. I can see her face. Yeah, right there. That was one of her last, going to be one of her last matches. Battle Club Pro. Battle Club Pro on Title Match Wrestling. There she is. There's so much stuff on here, and if you use coupon code Cronin, you guys will get 50% off for 3 months, and that will allow you to watch everything and anything on the site. That's over 1,000 iPay-per-views from all of these companies that many of you guys know, and you know many of them. Also, RF Video and Title Match Wrestling's shoot videos, all of those are here. Just check it out. You get access to everything for, it's usually $9.99 a month, but right now it's only $5 a month if you use coupon code Cronin. So there's tons of this stuff, man. If you're a wrestling fan, this is the site for you. TitleMatchWrestlingNetwork.com. There's so much. And if you love wrestling, this is a few years ago, Title Match Wrestling wasn't doing the best because people weren't looking for all this stuff. And I thought they would. I thought a couple of years ago people would be down with being involved in this subscription plan to all the independent wrestling companies. And it didn't take off like I thought it would, but recently it has taken off, and now people are ready. Now people are ready for it. So that's really pretty freaking cool. And I wonder if NWA will bring their product to Title Match as well for like monthly, couple every month pay-per-view things. If they're going to do that, or if they're just going to, why am I breathing like that? If they're just going to have, the TV show, I really actually got to investigate more of that. Even though I was watching them for a while, I was listening to David Lagana, listening to Billy Corgan, everything they had to say about the company. And I don't know, that slipped past me whether or not they decided they were going to do that. Vince McMahon, Smarks here in the chat. Everybody's fighting about wrestling, I'm sure. Yeah, so again, repeating the news on Eric Bischoff for the people that are new. I know that a lot of people have already heard this, but as I stated when we started the show, Eric Bischoff has been let go. He's fired from WWE. He's not in some other department. He's gone. He had a year contract, reportedly allegedly. I will say both of those things. A year contract will last a year. He'll get paid the salary for it, and he's not allowed to work anywhere else for a year. That's what I'm hearing. Don't know if it's 100% true. Unknown caller, hello.
Hey, Joe. How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
I have a question for you since you was a wrestler at one point.
Okay. Yeah.
When you know how, whenever they throw the person into the ropes and the other guy bends over and gives him, that free kick for some stupid reason?
That stems from a backbreaker.
Okay.
You're looking to set up the backbreaker. So you're looking for when he comes at you to duck down and to elevate and lift him up over your back for a backbreaker. However, I do agree that a lot of times, sometimes, it's done too early and non-believable. And part of that is sometimes because if you're calling in the ring, you're kind of doing it a little bit early on purpose to sort of signal to the other guy, I want you to kick me. I want you to intercept this move. I don't want to give you the back body drop. I want you to counter it. And that's sort of why sometimes that comes off goofy, I believe.
Because it's always looked goofy to me, and I was like, why are you letting him kick you in the head? So I just wanted to know what that was about.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of that because it is it's better if you ever seen the guy, he'll throw his hands up in the air like behind his head like, oh, like that, and then he'll kind of drop down. It's all about selling really well that you're going to give him the back body drop. Some guys just put their head down now, and when they get kicked, it's like, what was that? So I see what you're saying. It's execution. All right, I think he just jizzed on himself. Thank you for the call, my friend. That's the guy that I always ask questions that I thought he was trolling, man, for a long time, and then he said he wasn't. But hey, whatever. But yeah, it's my opinion. It's bad execution. It's early, going to the backbreaker too early, back body drop too early, and it's just putting your head down, and that's lazy. I think you really have to sort of sell that you're going up and down, and you're about to try to throw the guy, but then he counters it. But yes, it's something that's become a little bit too common, I think. But whatever, it's a nitpicky thing, I think. But whatever, I don't know. But yes, I told you, man. I told you guys to definitely watch Joey Janela versus Kenny Omega. The first half of the match is a little bit slow. I remember thinking that when I was there. It's a little bit of a slow, but then once they hit, they have some chair spots, and then. When Joey Janela comes crashing through the table and Kenny Omega moves out of the way, then it really starts to hit its stride. And then by the time the thing ends, it's pretty fun, I think. So I think you're really going to like it. It's something that it's too bad if that was on the show, it would have really added to it. But being there in person, it was something that added to the overall experience because it felt like every hour at AEW, there was about 20 minutes where I was really entertained. And that's, an hour more than WWE's 8 minutes usually is. 240, hello.
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Oh, my God. That draft was freaking bullshit. What the hell? That was the last time they had the draft was better than what they did the other night. The War Room thing was cheesy as hell.
Yeah.
Stephanie's voice coming out. But if they're already on SmackDown, why the hell Stephanie say Brock Lesnar has been drafted to SmackDown? If he's already there.
Well, the worst case of this was when they said, "Are you ready for SmackDown to get eco-friendly because Daniel Bryan is coming to SmackDown?" It's like, what the fuck, you idiot? He's been on SmackDown. Are you ready for SmackDown to get eco-friendly? Are you on fucking drugs, Stephanie?
I don't understand that whole draft. I really didn't watch. I was watching the baseball games and whatever else was on. But it was god awful.
It was so bad, dude. I'm sorry, it's the worst draft. And there was actually people online giving this thing. Some guy gave the show a 9 out of 10. I was like,
who the hell was that Spanish guy that supposedly got drafted to Raw? I never heard of that kid before.
Oh,
Carrero.
Oh yeah. He's from NXT.
From
yeah, what a weird. It was a weird draft pick. It really was.
Joe, I want to give you all my man-made juices drooling face.
Casey is Raw. I am down with that. You can 100% do that. Casey is Raw. I am fully invested in that. I swear to God, if you don't believe me, go back and watch Raw. Stephanie McMahon said, "Are you ready for SmackDown to get eco-friendly with Daniel Bryan?" Like, what? Go back and listen to it. She said this. She actually said this. Are you ready for SmackDown? Or SmackDown just got eco-friendly because with the next pick, SmackDown, welcome to SmackDown, Daniel Bryan. Acting like he just came there. He's already SmackDown. What the fuck is wrong with her? It's like when a fucking flight attendant welcomes you to the city that she just arrived in herself. You guys all land on the plane, and the lady gets on the thing and goes, "Welcome to New York." George Carlin used to have a joke about that. Well, how can somebody who's just arriving herself possibly welcome me to somewhere that she's just arriving to as well? We just got here, and this bitch is coming on like the fucking mayor's wife. Something like that. I don't know, but that's what it reminded me of. Like, welcome to, guess what? SmackDown is about to get eco-friendly because we've just signed, WWE SmackDown has signed Daniel Bryan. And by the way, the War Room thing was a good idea if they'd made it a little more serious. Everybody doesn't need to be like fucking hurling papers in the air and shit like that. I mean, what the fuck were they doing? What were you doing hurling papers in the air? Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Hello. Oh, hey, trade him. No. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, like everybody was doing that. It doesn't even look like that at the fucking stock market. What was everybody doing? What was 30 different people doing on the phone acting like that? Just have fucking like 6 executives around a table, have one guy walking around in the background with his phone, just pacing around talking calmly on his phone. Have the robot dancing if you want, and then have the rest of them just calmly sitting there talking or just watching the numbers or watching the TV. If you dumbed it down and made it more believable, it would have been cool. It would have been like, wow, that's a war room right there. Something's going down. You know, people writing some stuff. But it was like fucking everybody was overacting. Like, and in the same clothes for 3 days, I guess. I guess we're going to wear the same clothes for 3 or 4 days because we shot the scene all in one take, which is okay, but like, come on, dude, really? Oh my God, oh. And that would make sense if there was trades going on left and right, if people were being traded and people were fucking going to different brands and there was call-ups and you could draft anybody and it was insane. Maybe that would make sense then. Fucking papers hurling up in the air and fucking phone calls like, we want Lesnar. Fuck that. Trade fucking, I don't know, trade this guy. Like, oh, maybe we want to fucking draft the king of the fucking ring. Maybe we want to draft Baron Corbin, who's been involved in some of the higher rated segments of the year. Maybe we want Baron Corbin. Oh no, we want fucking fucking Tozawa. Can we get Tozawa, the guy who's on a failing show, who nobody really has seen on TV? Yeah, he might be the better wrestler, but how does that make any sense if you're these guys who only care about like ratings and Brock Lesnar and people that are on TV? Like, just complete backwards mentality from everybody. Nothing made sense whatsoever. These guys shouldn't have been papers, shouldn't have been flying up in the air all over the place because nobody moved. Nobody went anywhere. Every single draft pick, I think it was, what's the number? I don't even know what the stat is. But I'm pretty sure that like 90% of the draft picks all stayed on the show that they were previously on. So when you come out there and you go, Raw would like to select Seth Rollins, like, okay, you had him, that makes sense. Those are all picks that should be said like, all right, well, Raw's going to keep Rollins. They locked him up right away. That makes sense to lock up some of the guys that have been performing well for you. It would make sense that Raw wants to lock up Seth. That makes sense. But my question is, who's going to be coming to Raw? Who are they going to go after that's different? Who are they going to let go? Who's SmackDown going to pick up? And none of that happened. It was none of that. It was nothing about that. It was not about that. I don't know. Just crazy stuff. Yeah, for the people just coming in, Eric Bischoff is fired by WWE. Bruce Pritchard will replace him temporarily. I'm hearing that Bruce Pritchard doesn't want to be there permanently, that Bruce Pritchard is just doing this as a favor for WWE until they replace him with somebody. Eric Bischoff has a 1-year salary that will be paid out, that will be continuing to be paid, and he will not be allowed to work anywhere else for up to a year. These are all rumors and speculation that I'm hearing, unless I'm missing something. And some news has come out while I've been streaming that I haven't seen about this backstage talk. Eric Bischoff did tweet out something positive about Bruce Pritchard and congratulating him and things like that. That's interesting. Tyler Bateman reportedly signing to Ring of Honor. That's breaking news. There's some backstage news on Eric Bischoff. We'll look into that. Dalton Castle talking about why ROH is good for him, but Ring of Honor really needs to get better and needs to get back on the forefront, man. I mean, there's more buzz about NWA, AEW, WWE. I know Impact has a show coming up this Sunday, but Impact and Ring of Honor are as far as popularity right now and in front of the masses, they need to step it up or do something. And I don't know what that is. 845, hello.
What's going on, Joe? It's Mias.
Hey, man, what's up?
Not much, man. A discussion about Eric Bischoff being fired, fucking AEW, the WWE Draft, all that shit. I really am getting disgusted with what they're doing with, like, Seth and The Fiend, and I fucking wrote an entire thing of how it should fucking end. Because, to be honest, this entire title shit with the Universal title is getting disgusting at this point. I'm tired of seeing him being a champion. Then they need to bring back something, like, different, because this is just fucking stupid. I watch AEW more now than ever. I tried watching NXT. It just, there's something about it I don't like. Like, I don't like it on TV. Like, I've heard, like, from you guys that it's better on a WWE network, but when it came on the USA, it doesn't sound like it's having a lot of more impact than what they expected.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I was excited for NXT to be on TV because I've been waiting for that for a long time. I thought that would really help them, and it would help me watch it. I couldn't wait to watch it. And the thing is, it really has been hard, and it's because AEW. If NXT was on Tuesday nights or another night, I'd probably be into it more. But right now, AEW is overriding that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of been hard. 203's on the phone. Hello.
Hey Joe, it's Gravy.
What up, Gravy? And listen, previous caller, if you want to call back, I didn't mean to hang up on you. My bad, bro. What up, Gravy?
I got a question, man. You think that WWE hired Bischoff, literally paying him just for him not to go to AEW?
Yeah, that was a major speculation, but then what happened was we all thought that, well, that may be the speculation, but also Eric Bischoff is well known for, you know, being able to communicate very well with cable companies and with TV networks, and he's got a really good business knowledge of that. So I thought that he was really brought on just to be this guy that could be this liaison to the Fox people for Vince McMahon. And that's why I'm so shocked about this. I felt Bischoff wasn't really going to take a lot of responsibility for the product. So whether it was good or bad, whatever, that wasn't really what he was doing. He was really there so he could tell Vince, hey, this is what Fox is asking us to do. And he could be there to say, hey, this is why we can't do this, Fox, or this is how wrestling works, Fox. And hey, WWE, this is how Fox wants to do it. So he's really sort of that ambassador. And so that's why I'm very, very confused by this firing. And yeah, there was that element of, okay, let's keep him away from AEW or anywhere else.
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking, man.
But I mean,
what the fuck can a guy possibly do wrong to get fired?
But he also doesn't seem like he's an AEW type of guy. But at the same time, you know, he does have history with TNT. He has history with a lot of the, you know, with some of the AEW guys. But he doesn't seem to fit the mold for a lot of those guys, though, either. You know what I mean? Like they don't like Russo. They don't like Cornette. They don't like them. Now they'll take on Bischoff.
Vince, though. Vince is trying to keep everybody he can away from that company right now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, they offered everybody contracts, and it's like, I don't know how the stars didn't see this and how they didn't think about this better or further. And you know, obviously you're seeing Mike Bennett, Mike Kanellis, Mike Bennett, whatever.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
That kind of sucks, man. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, especially with all of us like tweeting him for years and saying like, "Come on, bro, get the fuck out of there," and he just kept being like, hey, I'm in the best place ever, and he kept being positive, and now it's like he's finally turned to the dark side. He finally is like, you know what?
He got sick of it.
Fuck this. Yeah, it took him 3 years to be like, you know what? Fuck this.
No, bro, I would have been sick of it fucking the first year.
Well, you got to understand, too, that, like, yeah, maybe his excuse before was, okay, I was on some drugs, I wasn't in good shape, and now now Mike Bennett not only gets clean and sober, but after Mike Bennett gets clean and sober, he gets absolutely ripped. About a year and a half ago, he gets ripped. And so now he's ripped. He's in great shape. He's sober. And what does WWE do? They still put him in basically the same storylines as he was when he was on drugs and out of shape. And so where's the reward here? A year and a half after coming clean and getting in shape. Where's the reward for Mike Bennett?
You don't get a reward for this fucking stupid-ass company. That's why I don't know.
And by the way, the reward, I'm not looking, it's not a special reward. The reward is just, hey, you fucking hired me. Do something with me?
Yeah, let me be on TV.
I mean, and he has been a little bit. So I mean, I know we're saying that, but I mean,
not like, you know,
this guy can be pretty good. Or they could have booked him with this cowardly gimmick with Maria, but they could have done something with it. Why isn't he like Zelina Vega and God damn it, what's his name? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like a lot of fucking politics though backstage.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seems like they kind of like Mike in some way, but like I don't understand.
Like what way? To put him in fucking house shows and not on TV a lot? Like,
yeah, I mean,
once a month.
They like him more than EC3. I'll say that. Imagine what's
EC3's getting fucked.
What does EC3 think? You know, like what's he dealing with?
I don't know, man. Go about your call.
All right.
I'll see you later, Joe.
All right, Gravy. What's up? Love you guys. Still waiting on that sex tape, though. Come on. Figure that out. And I know that I'm always angry about Mike Bennett, and that's because I watched him for years, man. When I started in wrestling, Mike Bennett started in wrestling a few years before me, I think. Because I started wrestling I always wrestled in the backyard and shit. But I started wrestling in 2004, 2003, and I think Mike Bennett might have started in like 2002 or 1. I don't remember. He's a year younger than me, believe it or not. Mike Bennett's a year younger than me. I feel the same way about commentary, man. All I want to do is commentate wrestling. All I want to do. And people are sick of hearing about it. I know it. But you know what? I'm going to keep speaking up. I'm going to keep saying, I want to call wrestling. And I'm working for 3 different promotions right now. And the reason why I'm working for 3 different promotions right now, independent promotions, yeah, they're small independent promotions. But the reason why I'm working with 3 of them is because I spoke up and said, hey, I do commentary. What do you think? And then they said, holy shit, we love it. Yeah, please commentate for us. Like, would you please come commentate it for us? Come give it a try. Oh, we loved it. Yeah, you're hired. You know, so you have to speak up for yourself. And that's what Mike Bennett's doing. And I know that it's a bit gratuitous. I know it's a bit self-serving. I know it's kind of annoying when Joe Cronin keeps bringing up his commentary thing. But, dude, this is my life. And I'll tell you what. If I'm not commentating enough or commentating enough for a big enough company sometime or someday or doing something, I will have failed a little bit in my life. I will have failed a little bit. You know, I didn't fail it. I had kids. I have a family. I love it. It's like that's the biggest dream come true. But that's what makes me happy. Besides this, I love this. I love podcasting. I love doing these videos. These are all my favorite things. But there's one thing that I'm not doing enough of that really brings me joy. And without wrestling, because I don't wrestle anymore really in the ring, the only thing that fills the void of wrestling has been commentary. I love it. I absolutely love doing it. I absolutely just love wrestling to death, and I love it happening in the moment and commentating. I love doing heel commentary. I love doing color commentary. I love doing play-by-play, whatever it is. I can do all 3. You can argue about what I do well or don't do well. That's fine. But I'm going to stick up for myself, and I'm going to at least put myself out there. The worst that can happen is somebody says, you suck, or like, no, we don't like you, or we don't want to hear from you, or yeah, no thanks. That's the worst thing. So what? They would have said no anyway. You wouldn't have been there anyway. Might as well speak up. Might as well say something. You know, and that's the way I feel like I do it. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to say it. I'm going to tweet people. I'm going to email people. I'm going to tell them. Until they finally say to my face, listen, we don't need you. We don't like you. And then when they say that, I go, okay. I did all I could. I don't think I'm really better than anybody, but I do think that right now I'm thirstier, hungrier than anybody, potentially, maybe. But maybe not enough. Maybe not enough. But anyway, I've got some dates coming up in New York, Florida, and Massachusetts for commentary, and that's going to be fun. Hopefully you guys are going to come out to those shows. I'm producing a DVD for a company coming up in December. Only one, but hey, it's something. I'm doing the commentary and the editing, which is, I love doing that. It's a lot of work to edit all the shots and the camera angles and the graphics. But yeah, it's fun, man. I love wrestling. I just love any part of it. 412, what's up?
Hey, Joe. I wasn't going to call in tonight, but after you mentioned that Tommy Dreamer said something to you, gave you props or whatever,
Yeah.
I had like kind of an idea. So you want to do commentary really bad. We all want to hear you on commentary really bad. So what if, okay, Tommy Dreamer is now a full-time member on Busted Open on Sirius XM. Hear me out. What if you, Joe Cronin, were to call in Busted Open, maybe as almost like a semi-regular thing, so they get to know your name gets out there to people who maybe wouldn't have heard it.
Oh, Bully Ray knows my name very well. But yeah.
Is there like beef there or something?
Yeah, there was. I pissed him off, and he but no, not anymore. I don't think. I think Bully's okay, but you know what I mean. I don't know. I guess maybe I should call in and maybe I'll call in and ask him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Seriously, you really should. I mean, like, they have a huge platform.
Yeah.
They're 6 days a week now. Tommy Dreamer, like I said, is full time. I think, I don't know, man. I think it would honestly benefit you a lot in your career and what you want to do. Maybe if you get your name out there even more in a different kind of way. So I just want to call in and say that. It's Paul Free. Have a good show. It's been a great show. Thanks again, Joe, for having me.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was calling a wrestling show in. There was a guy that was a friend of the show. Actually, the same guy who got JD the job at House of Glory. Was friends with a promoter, and he said, dude, you can do commentary for this company coming to Massachusetts. And I said, really? And he said, yeah, I'm going to tell the promoter about you, and he needs another guy. And I said, okay, cool. So I came out there, and Bully Ray was there. And what happened is, everybody knows this story mostly, but I guess that guy didn't. But, you know, Bully Ray had come up to me at a house show because Road Dogg thought it would be funny, because I've been tweeting, you know, me and Road Dogg tweeted back and forth a whole bunch and all that kind of stuff. And so Road Dogg thought it'd be funny to send Bully Ray or Bubba Ray in the WWE to come at me at a Saturday night's main event match. So as the show was starting, the lights were out, you know, Bubba came up and was talking crap to me. And I was like kind of like, whoa, what the hell's going on? And so I felt like, you know, Road Dogg was messing with me, and it was funny. And so I talked to, oh, shit. Whoa.
What if the turkeys ate us? Or what if they filleted us? What if they killed us and ate our children? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us?
We get some turkeys coming in.
Turkeys ate us. If they had to hate us, the Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart. But first they'd eat our nuts, and then they'd eat our butts. The turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they ate our fucking nuts? What if the turkeys ate us instead of mashed potatoes? Instead the turkeys ate us.
Look at the turkeys in the chat.
Turkey Club, what up?
What up?
Joe, I would like to know what is John Cena's status with WWE. Is his contract done? Is he temporarily out of action? Do you see we needing him between 20,200,000 and 2021? Thanks, Joe.
Hey, what's up, New York Giants, Frank? John Cena right now has a sort of a like a amplified Legends contract, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? He's got like an amplified version of that. He still sells merch. He still gets merch. And he has options for dates that he can wrestle, and he gets paid by appearances. So he gets paid by appearance, he gets merchandise, and he does have a contract. So it's not like he can go somewhere else, I believe. You know, so, and I don't know the details of any of this. But let's pretend it's like he gets $1 million a year no matter what. Then he gets revenue. then he gets paid by appearance. So, maybe he appears like 4 times. It's similar to Brock Lesnar. Think about it like Brock Lesnar. Hey, John, we need you to appear 3 to 10 times. If you appear 3 times, you get $4 million. If you appear this many times, you break the threshold to $8 million. Plus, you're going to get 40% of the merch, and you're going to get so he's got something like that, more closer to a Brock Lesnar contract than his old one. But I do think for a while his other one ran out. But back to the Bubba Ray thing really quickly. Yeah, I was doing a commentary for Pro Wrestling Mass, a company that they only did one show. It didn't work out. And I was commentating with Matt Stryker. And anyway, I had said some goofy shit to Bubba Ray on the fucking Twitter, joking around. Much like many people, he didn't take what I was doing as comedy. He took it as disrespect. He took it that I was serious or that I thought I was like this great guy. Anyway, the bottom line is he took it as disrespect. I didn't mean it that way. I meant it as a joke. I'm a big fucking fan of Bully Ray, Bubba Ray. I grew up watching the guy. I grew up watching all of these guys. I was born in 1984. I started watching wrestling in 1987. I drove to Philadelphia to watch 2 ECW shows before sneaking out of my house when I was a teenager. I love this guy. But because they were giving me some shit on Twitter, and because Road Dogg, had sent him out, and we had some jokes before that, or I had some jokes, and you could call me some kind of marky idiot who thought that, I'm being funny with the wrestlers, and I think I know something, because then, Bully Ray gave me the whole speech about you don't know our world and you think you're in our world and all this stuff. Well, I was in your world because I trained for years, got the shit kicked out of me at Killer Kowalski's wrestling school, and then wrestled tons of matches, including against people like Kofi Kingston that you've seen now. So, but the bottom line is I was wrong, you know what I mean? I should have not been I'm going to joke with this guy and then he doesn't know what I'm doing. And so the long story short is when I saw him at the show, he was like, fuck off, get away from me. He seemed like he was going to kick the shit out of me. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, Bully Ray's I'm going to get the fuck beat out of me by some guy that I grew up respecting because he thinks that what I said on Twitter is for real. I'm a dad of 3 kids. I'm fucking out of shape. I'm fucking 5'10". I haven't made it really in the wrestling business at all. I do indie shows, commentary. I do a YouTube show. Yes, I do a YouTube show that's really pretty good, right? We get 67,000 subscribers. At one point I used to get 500,000 views a week. That was more than Impact Wrestling. Dude, this has been a very successful show. And by the way, New Jersey, Jesus Christ. New York Giants, Frank, 87. Thank you for the $29. That was the biggest donation to the stream, and I really appreciate that. I'm taking a hit by not going live on my other channel right now doing Throwdown. I should be live over there doing Throwdown, and I've gotten caught up talking about all this wrestling stuff. But that's fine. I'll go live later if I still maybe. But so I appreciate that because usually we make about $80 or $100 over there. So we're not quite there yet at all tonight. But I've just had fun talking about wrestling, so I'm gonna do it. But yeah, so Bully Ray, I'm going to kick your ass, you fucking asshole, get the fuck away from me. Booker T and Scott Hall were like, what the fuck is going on? He made a pretty big loud noise about it. And, later on, to Bubba Ray's credit, he grabbed me and pulled me aside and was like, what the fuck are you doing? I could shit all over you in front of all the wrestlers and all the boys right now, and you'd be done, and I'm not going to do that. And we had a private conversation. And, dude, listen. I think that I do think that it was a bit of an overreaction, but at the same time, I see where he was coming from. And so my point in telling you this whole mini story, which I've told the thing in full before, is, I don't think Bully Ray's a big fan of me. You know what I mean? I don't think he's a big fan. So you want me to call in Busted Open Radio? And, again, yes, very awesome that Tommy Dreamer gave a compliment. Very appreciative to Tommy. And I needed that today. And it was unexpected, and wow, what a cool thing. Thank you. But I mean, the minute he talks to Bubba Ray, they're going to be like, fuck that guy, so that's what I get. But you know what? And people would say, well, Joe, don't go around fucking with people. The whole Joey Janela thing, Joey Janela blocked you. What if Joey Janela's at AEW? Like, oh yeah, fuck that Joe Cronin guy. Never do interviews with him again. He's an asshole. Part of my channel is comedy and having fun and doing all these goofy things. and doing the shock jock shit. And quite honestly, I know that, yeah, maybe I did cost myself a job somewhere before because of my comedy on here. Joe Cronin's a character. If I went to work for a wrestling company, I'd probably be Dan Cronin. I wouldn't be Joe, because Joe wouldn't say the things in a wrestling company or in an office or in real life that maybe Joe would say here on this show. But the fact of the matter is, I keep it real to have fun on this channel because that's what's brought in the audience and what people liked. So, I mean, this is paying my bills. This is making me alive. I would love to not fuck around and do comedy and, you know, have wrestlers take things too seriously and block me. But, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I mean, if I'm a nice guy for 6 months, nothing's going to come of that anyway. But if I have some fun joking around over here, people subscribe, people love it, people donate because of it, you know, what am I to do? You know, I don't really have a problem with Joey Janela. I think Joey Janela's awesome. I wish he came on the show still, but I don't have a problem with him. I'm fucking sad that he blocked me, for real. And he didn't, like, message me and go, dude, are you fucking around with me? What are you doing? And if I was like, nah, dude, I'm sorry. I'm fucking joking around and shit. My bad, dude. I'll stop if it bothers you. But he didn't do that. You know, Ryback didn't do it when I got into a fight with Ryback. You know, all these people. Yeah, it sucks. But you know what? If I have to get punched in the face by Bubba Ray or Bully Ray or somebody because I made a living doing some jokes on my wrestling show that gets my kids food, fuck it. They weren't going to hire me anyway. I'm a loser. I have a fucking GED. I fucking didn't get through high school. I'm a piece of shit. Other than a dad and the support I give to them, and I love my kids. That's the best part of my life, and doing this and whatever else. But really, I'm a fucking loser idiot. No wonder no one's hired me. I don't blame them for not hiring me. I am a fucking loser. But let's talk to a guy right now who does have a diploma. Tommy NC 2010 is on the call. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
Hey, man. What's going on?
Things could be better, but, you know,
Why?
life to the fullest.
What happened? What's going on?
Just some personal stuff, like I don't want to talk about here on air, but, you know, just got a lot on my mind. I thought I'd call in to the most electrifying show here on the internet and just see how you were doing.
Oh, well, thanks, Tommy. It's good to hear from you. Yeah, I mean, I was supposed to do Throwdown tonight over on Corrupted Nation, but it's just, dude, there was so much wrestling buzz right now that rather than do Throwdown, and listen, we would have made more money on Throwdown tonight. People would have been donating and calling in and being like, let's talk about all this crazy shit, and we would have been having a party over there on my other channel. We would have had about 300, 400 people watching, but I don't know, man. Like, there was just so much wrestling news and hype that I want to talk about it, and there's more to talk about.
And right now, it's like there's fire. AEW is just cranking their engines, and they are just going full board right down the tracks. And, you know, you want to be able to cover every bit of drama and news in the wrestling world, because that's what you are. You're a wrestling reporter. You cover everything that goes to them blowing their nose, to them getting a chair to their head, you know, and stuff like that. That's what it is to be Joe Cronin, because Joe Cronin is a man that delivers the news in the wrestling world. That's what you do. It's the bottom line that you deliver inside fact.
Tommy.
Yes.
Tommy, look out. Tommy, oh my God, the red light. Tommy. The Fiend. Oh no, the Fiend is there. The Fiend is going to attack Tommy. Oh my God, no. Good God Almighty, the Fiend is in North Carolina. Get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. Tommy. Get the hell out of there! No!
You're funny, Joe.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
You there, Joe? What?
Oh my God! Tommy! 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 Oh my God. No.
Tommy was here before, but now he's dead. He's dying on the floor.
I can't believe it. We're live on the show, and all of a sudden, the Fiend attacks Tommy. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this before on this show. I've never seen a wrestler show up at a caller's house. Oh, my God. Tommy, please, somebody call... Anyway.
He's fucking dead!
Anyway, back to the wrestling talk. If you guys want to talk more wrestling talk, we can do that. That 8-bit, though, that song in 8-bit is very strange, man. God, that's horrible in 8-bit. That song is so much better when it's not in bit. But, oh, God, Tommy's Autistic Funhouse. Jesus. Oh, God. What are we going to do to Tommy? Anyway, so, yeah, any other information on Eric Bischoff, we'll talk about it. I already talked a lot about it. Again, he's got at least a 90-day no-compete clause, but it's probably a year. Probably gets that year's salary. Probably won't be able to go anywhere else for a year. That's what I'm betting. I hope he's okay, though, man. I really do feel bad. Dude, he took everything. I believe he took everything and moved to Connecticut. So, Eric, hit me up if you want to start a new wrestling company. Let's go. 216, hello.
Hello.
Hey, 216, how are you?
What's up? I am doing awesome. I am Greg Darby from Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland!
Joe, I just want to suck your dick a little bit, over the phone. I just want to say, man.
All right.
Fucking huge sports fan, obsessed with wrestling ever since Styles went to WWE, and fucking wrestling fans need a radio show, man. You're fucking coming through, man. Clutch.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah, man. I kind of started this around 2012 because I felt like after wrestling, I was like, I want somewhere. There's nowhere for people to go after the show ends, like when your team loses or something. So I wanted to do this. So thanks, man. I appreciate it. That was the goal.
No, definitely, man. You're going to have a lot more people coming on, man. Wrestling's catching fire, man, and this is what wrestling fans need, man. I look forward to your show fucking whenever it's on, man. Fucking love it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Hell yeah. But anyways, you think fucking WWE buried the Fiend or what?
Yeah, I think it's like everything else. It's like they've made. Here's one thing they have done. There's a negative and a positive. The negative is it does feel like they jerked the Fiend back a little bit, and that pissed off the crowd, and that's lost some steam. But what it did do also was it exposed the crowd's true feelings. This has now forced people to start really booing Seth Rollins and being loud, and they've started to actually cheer Bray Wyatt more. So at least that's what I'm hearing at the house shows and at the dark matches. So inadvertently, although we all were like, oh God, the Fiend's dead now, or they're going to ruin it. Yeah, a little bit of that negativity was there. But there's this other vibe of they've gotten the fans angry now. And when you do that, you get Daniel Bryan a few years ago. And now we've got a donation coming in. So hang on a minute.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
New Jersey Frank. I keep doing that to you, Frank. I'm sorry. New York Frank.
Damn it, Tommy takes some selling lessons from HBK lol.
Yeah, well, he did his best, New York Giants, Frank. I really appreciate it, bro. He really did his best. Tommy did his best acting about 5 years ago, and me and my old co-host, Tommy C, before Tommy did his stuff with Keemstar and other Tommy, he really made Tommy C believe that Tommy NC was dying of irreversible cancer, and it was really fucked up. But anyway, that's going way back. But yeah, back to the caller. Yeah, so dude, I think that inadvertently they've actually spiked the people's interest in a way. So you might see that. I mean, if they do the right thing going forward, you may see more interest because of this backlash that they've created. I don't think that it will die, but it is a step. For a second, it is a step back, similar to what they've done to Becky over the last year and a half.
Do you feel like after watching AEW and NWA, making such a way better product than WWE, like, it makes you feel when you watch WWE it's way worse?
Yeah, because with
right?
with AEW, AEW kind of feels like the most open world to me, if that makes any sense. Like, if I was to pick a show where...
Absolutely.
Yeah, like if I'm going to pick a show where anything can... I don't know what's going to happen. Almost anything could probably happen.
But that's what wrestling should be.
Right, and that's what AEW, I think, is. But, with NXT, it feels like I know what's going to happen. I'm probably going to get some awesome wrestling and some decent storylines in a condensed area. Cool. And with NWA, I pretty much think I know what I'm going to get in NWA. I'm going to get some really good promos, some throwback wrestling, and I'm going to like it. And with WWE though, I think there's that little element of anything can happen that's in there kind of, but then I know I'm going to be bored, I know I'm going to be insulted, and I know that I'm going to be I'm going to be annoyed. Like, so it's a totally different mindset with all of those companies.
Yeah, especially for WWE, it's fucking. You're going in to watch a product and you're expecting to be annoyed. It's no good.
Yeah, and that little bit of because once in a while WWE does do something kind of shocking or cool, right? So that little sliver of a Stone Cold return, or Brock Lesnar bloodies somebody, or this guy turns heel or cashes in a Money in the Bank or whatever. That little sliver of excitement or change is I think the reason why people still watch WWE. But with AEW and their ability to now do that sort of stuff, but also have what NXT has, which is good matches and other things like that, that's why, to me, that's the most compelling thing right now and the most open world thing. It's like an open world video game. Sometimes those are just funner because it feels like you can do anything, even just taking a character and walking down to a bar and playing darts in a bar when that's not even what the game's about is fun just because you can do it.
Yeah, but I think wrestling always should have been that way. There should never be this closed thing, and WWE ruined wrestling, man.
I don't think yeah, I mean I don't think they ruined it, but like it's just right now they're really handcuffed.
Joe, it looks bad, man. It's bad, dude. Bad compared to when you watched AEW and New Japan and all that kind of stuff. It seems scripted.
Oh, yeah.
It seems programmed. It's just brutal.
Yeah, it's not ruined, though, but it is bad. It's horrible with WWE. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. He's going crazy right now. Have you ever seen somebody tear up the dance floor like this man? Look at this! Look at the moves!
You got to keep pushing your dreams, Joe. I know one day you will be a full-time commentary somewhere. You're too good not to be. There's a lot of commentary that aren't that good. You are better. Keep pushing for what you really truly want, Joe.
Wow, Everyday Jam, thanks, man. And because that read that in the British voice, it was so cool. It was like Star Trek Into Darkness, the remake of Star Trek, that second one. I am better. And then he tells him he's Khan, and then it's like, what? Dude, everybody knows. By the way, Everyday Jam, thank you, man. That is the largest donation of the stream. Everyday Jam, thank you for $33, man. I remember when Benedict Cumberbatch delivered that line in the movie, he's like, that was a false identity. My name is Khan. And it's like, why did he do that? The characters have no fucking idea who Khan is. They did that as a moment to be like, oh my God, it's Khan. Oh my God, he's Khan. Because J.J. Abrams casted him and they called him John Adams or something, or John Smith or whatever. And then he's like, that was not my true identity. I am Khan. And I was like, and then in the movie, he like says that all dramatically, and then Captain Kirk is staring at him, and it's like, Why? He doesn't know who the fuck Khan is. No, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, God, that was a horrible movie, but yet I liked it in a way. I liked the fact that I was seeing Star Trek kind of like in a nowadays element, but it definitely was not Star Trek though. It was just, but whatever. It was kind of Star Trek, but it was just like, why did he do that? Like, it was like a WWE thing. It reminded me of WWE. It was like, that was my true identity is Khan, and all that was for the audience. So any of the classic Star Trek people got that. They were like, oh, wow, he is Khan. But all of the characters in Star Trek in the movie, they don't fucking care. They don't know who the hell is that. And all the other people in the movie theater, the casuals who are just there to see the movie, half of them not even Star Trek fans, really, that doesn't mean anything to them. They're just in the theater like, Khan. You know what I mean? Or maybe they go, oh, yeah, that's that guy. That I don't really remember. I didn't really watch the movies, but isn't that the like Khan? Like oh wow, I get that. I mean, I guess that's what they were going for, maybe, but it's just so weird. It reminded me of WWE type of stuff. Let me take another phone call. I'm sorry for hanging up on people, but those people wouldn't have heard the donation anyway, and it was gonna hang up anyway. 361, what's up?
What's up, dude? I've been listening for a while. Just wanted to talk about the whole Moxley thing that happened yesterday.
Oh, yeah, man. He got stripped of the WGP USA title or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, there's a lot of people talking about, like, AEW might have had something to do with it, but, I mean, there was a fucking typhoon, you know? Like, What can you do? You know what I mean?
And we said the week before that, like, I remember I said, I think he's going to drop it because he's going to be done with all this. But then other people were like, yeah, but Jericho's going to show up and attack somebody like Naito or somebody like that. And so they're not done. But then then the typhoon happens and they strip him, and then Jericho's not going to show up because the typhoon also. And so, and the weird thing is that, you know, you strip somebody because they can't make their scheduled performance. You would think you would set it up differently later. But I just think they honestly said, you know what, he was done anyway. Just fucking, fuck it. Yeah, let's make some news. Maybe people signed up for the app in a weird way because of it. Maybe some people were mad that he wasn't there who signed up for Moxley. You know, I don't know how that worked, but I think that's the simplest explanation, that they were just like, or they felt he could have gotten here like on a last-minute flight on a Saturday night because the typhoon stopped around Saturday morning, I think, if I remember right.
Right. But the only person I really feel bad for is Juice Robinson, though. Like,
yeah,
I feel like this whole ordeal was supposed to get him over, and then, you know, the belt just ended up going on Archer, which I like Archer too. It's just like Juice's arc, or his character arc, is just fucking so out of whack. Like, I just feel bad. He was actually crying after the match. It was pretty sad.
I bet you he really was sad because it did, because Archer came out of nowhere in this whole thing, and, you know,
right, he had a great G1, like a really good G1.
Well, yeah, and it's like, yeah, you really expected Juice to get the belt. I did then, and then I did now, and then he didn't get it. It was like, wow, well, I could have never predicted that. You know what I mean? Even a couple weeks ago, you tell me that, oh, Moxley's going to drop, they're going to drop the belt, he won't be there. Okay, I maybe could have seen that coming a little bit because AEW, but then Juice Robinson doesn't win the belt? What the hell with everything they did? But, but honestly, I'm not
that kind of all for nothing.
I'm not up to date that much on New Japan, to be honest, because look at all this wrestling. I mean, I'm still
so much wrestling.
Oh God, dude, I'm behind. But if anybody should be watching it, it's me, because this is my stuff. This is my deal. So I should be watching all of it, to be honest.
I also wanted to say, like, I really do enjoy your commentary. Like, I've seen some clips.
Thanks,
like,
man.
I feel like you're really Morrow-esque, if that makes sense.
Yeah, one of the things that, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but one of the things that actually used to piss me off, and I'm not saying it about you, I'm just saying it about anybody, and it's not anybody's fault. It's just that Morrow is really popular now. I did not know who Morrow. I did not know who Morrow was. So when people say to me, a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, dude, you must be like inspired by Morrow or whatever," and I'm like, "No, like I didn't even know who Morrow
it's just
was."
Yourself. Like it's
yeah,
just, like just who you are, like as a commentator.
Like I've been doing this since way back in the day when I was in wrestling school. After I got trained, I would do some commentary, and this is just me. Like I grew up with Jim Ross, Vince McMahon. Tony Schiavone, and then Bobby Heenan is a real big influence too. If I'm ever doing heel stuff, I've always loved Bobby, so I appreciate it because I think I have the energy that Morrow might have. But I think Morrow,
you just bring that excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so like
you're that guy that people expect to bring out like the most and like the craziest moments. You know what I mean?
Right, and that's what I think the comparison is. And I appreciate that. I think he's smarter than me. He knows a lot more than I do, obviously. But like, I don't model myself after that. So when some people say that, I'm like, oh no, like what the fuck? Like people will be like,
you're flattered, but you're not taking from them. That's just you.
Yeah, like I don't mind when people go, oh, you're kind of like that. That's cool. But when people, it's not you. It's like other people who say like, oh, you're just trying to be Morrow, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I didn't even listen to this guy until a couple of years ago. Right. Like I've been doing this way before.
I think if anybody's trying to be Morrow, it's fucking Excalibur. If anybody, you know what I mean?
Well, and even
like he's kind of like a bootleg version almost.
But even Excalibur, like I think,
but he's gotten good.
He's
gotten better.
Excalibur's like two different people. What I like about Excalibur is that he'll get excited, but sometimes he'll also start telling the story like, well, it was last month that this happened or whatever. But sometimes Excalibur's a little timid. I don't know if anybody notices this, but when he's describing things, and sometimes when he's calling, he's a little bit timid, almost like he's. Like he can't get it all out and say it all, dude. You're good. You know what I mean? Like he kind of stumbles around.
I've seen that a lot
bit.
These past two shows. Like I feel like he might just be like he's sitting next to two legends. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
He might just be like trying not to overdo it in front of them.
I think that's true because that happened to me. Like I have been on a live broadcast where I have a producer in my ear and there's all this stuff to do, and I've worked with another guy to my left, and I nailed it. We had fun. The guy in the back was like, I've never worked with you. You did such a great job. I'm so impressed, blah, blah, blah. But then I've worked with Matt Stryker, and I fucking practically fell the fuck apart on that broadcast because Matt Stryker is a goddamn legend. He's really smart, and and I don't want to step on him, so I start getting all out of my element. And yeah, dude, it wasn't that bad, but there were times where it was really bad, and I was like, wow. It was so funny. I wish I could play it for you because you guys would laugh your asses off at it because it's really funny. But yeah, that can happen, and you're talking about three guys who can carry the play-by-play, all sitting at the desk together. What?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Right. Yeah, I prefer two-man.
I think they need a heel guy. I think they need a heel commentator.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
That would be so fun.
I feel like they're all like speaking from like the same, like it's hard to explain, but like I get it.
Yeah, when Darby Allin came down on the skateboard, as much as I like to call wrestling straight up, but when Darby Allin was coming down the skateboard, dude, imagine if there'd been a heel guy there after he did that, like, saying something like he can't do that or like what an idiot, like look at this.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this shit?
What the hell is this idiot
down on a skateboard?
Yeah, this idiot just brought a skateboard out here. Yeah, like all that stuff. It's like. Somebody to say when Pac hit Kenny Omega in the back of the head, like one of the announcers to say like, Pac is what a scumbag Pac is, and all this other stuff, and for a heel announcer to be like, yeah, he
has every right to.
He just saved Omega's life. If that, you should thank him. Well, these guys are going to fight with barbed wire. You want these two idiots to fight, but they could have really, they could use a guy like that, and they don't have it. They may not want to do that. That's fine.
Right. They might look at it kind of like and like how NJP how New Japan does it. Like I guess they might be trying to do it like more sports like if you're watching like a football game or a baseball game.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have that one guy who's gonna be like, playing it up. But I mean it is pro wrestling, so it's like we've always had that,
Look at it like this too with Bobby Heenan. When he in WWF he was like over the top heel, but he was gold. But then in WCW, Bobby Heenan was able to be more of a sports broadcaster and more realistic in WCW. He didn't go that full heel he was still Bobby Heenan, like an animated color guy, but he didn't have that whole like, did you see Jannetty? He tried to jump out the window. Like he didn't do any of that. Right. But it still worked. So I don't know, man. And I know that Bobby Heenan wanted to be more like that, and they didn't let him. But yeah, I appreciate that Bobby Heenan was able to do both things and change when he went to WCW and still be really good.
Oh yeah, he's fucking legend. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I appreciate that, dude. I mean, hopefully I'll get better, and hopefully something, someday will happen, whatever. And
yeah, man. I would just say try to stay positive because you got a lot of things going for you. Like you've had a lot of great interviews. Like you've been able to talk to a lot of important people. And like you have this whole YouTube thing going. Like I would just try to stay positive, and hopefully at some point you wake up one day and you get a job somewhere, and everything goes great. Like,
yeah,
just try to stay positive.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I do try it. I've got that darkness in me. I've got that depression in me that hits me. I appreciate it though. Too. Everybody, can relate to that. It's weird, man. It's like no matter how good things get, you never know. You're gonna stare at a wall and be like, shit, nobody likes. I can't do anything right. But yet it's also awesome. Yeah, dude. I mean, Cody Rhodes and Brandy were on. It was great. But yeah, I'll let you go.
Right, yeah, it was fucking nuts. Yeah.
They were awesome too, man. They were really nice and fucking. They're great. At least they were to me.
Yeah, they seemed pretty genuine.
Yeah, they were totally cool, excited, and really nice. And off air, they were cool. Like wow, like that. I hope they come on again. Hope we get Sami Guevara on next week or in a couple weeks. So good to hear from him. And thanks for the call, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Positivity's flowing now. It's fucking flowing. Whew. Well, Thursday night Throwdown has now become Tuesday Night Throwdown, but Tuesday Night Throwdown still hasn't started yet because we're still talking wrestling because it's just so fun right now.
Shut up and bend over.
Oh, no.
Finish it.
Oh, my God, don't finish it. Please don't finish it.
I'm going to finish it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Finish in it.
Tommy does his best, that's all we can ask of him.
That's true.
Joe, you are damn good at impressions, but I really think you are becoming Ryback. Lamau, I think with AU they are more open to new concepts and ideas. NWA is a great throwback to the 80s nostalgia promos.
Right. I really do like it, Soundwave 92. What I like is this diversity of content that we're getting. That's the funnest thing. And that's why I said to Tommy Dreamer, I said, what happened to House of Hardcore? I haven't seen House of Hardcore.
Bum.
Where is it?
Sometimes I like to super glue my thumbs to my nipples and pretend I'm a Trex.
Drew the Magic Man 21, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum. Well, I'm sure Ryback's heard it, DJ, because, Ryback referenced that he heard the last impression, so he likes to listen. And if he's out there, man, Ryback, let's bury the hatchet, bro. Let's bury the hatchet and do a podcast together. That's what people want. Come on, dude. Come steal some of my fans. It's all good. We'll do a podcast. We'll be great.
Super chat.
I'll pay you. I'll hug you. I don't know.
Is this out of nowhere or throwdown? Thinking face-eyes face with monocle.
Mike Amilto, it's wrestling news right now is what it is. And we haven't started Throwdown yet. I'm out of my mind, but Trayvon Creighton, thanks for subscribing to the channel, man. Welcome. Eric Bischoff, it looks like is fired for good from WWE. Don't know why exactly. He's got a year left on his salary, and he cannot wrestle, or he can't perform or go somewhere for a year.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's the rumor.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I think in WWE logic, and since there is no authority on screen, they are setting themselves up knowingly or unknowingly for the authorities' return. Triple H/Steph/Vince. Things about to get even worse. BTW, who did Raw, get in the Bliss cross trade? Ooh la la.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. So yeah, Alexa Bliss was traded. That was the trade. Now people are saying that they're pulling a fast one on us, all because of people figuring it was Bray Wyatt. By the way, I apologize for my audio quality, my video quality. I accidentally hit the button for the lower quality setting and I can't change it without taking the stream up. So I'm sorry. I'm a little bit crappy quality tonight, and that's because I'm an idiot. Yeah, Acer 5000, I wish. I've been trying to do that with Ryback for 4 years now. I just ignore it, man. It's not... I leave the guy alone, whatever. He's never going to understand about what was a joke and what wasn't, and, I've been a dick to him. I think he's been a dick a little bit too, but I've been a dick, and I wish that, I don't like when people really take offense to stuff. I wish that it was a way to solve that, but I guess it's beyond me at this point. It is what it is, I guess. I respect the fuck out of him, and that's all I can say. But I like jokes too, making jokes, parodies with him. It's fun. Triple H reveals WWE Draft trade on Backstage Talks. By the way, what's going to happen with Bruce Pritchard and Eric Bischoff's podcast? They're both with Conrad Thompson, but now Bruce Pritchard takes Eric Bischoff's job. It's kind of weird. Hello, Leah. Yeah. Oh, I thought I did. No, well, Finn was up there. Blame it on the baby. Could have been me, but I'm pretty sure I closed the door. What did she do in the bed? Got to hit up that Walmart. 314. Hello.
Yo, what's up, Joe? Capital Murder.
Capital Murder. What's going on, man?
What's up, dude? I haven't called in a minute, man. Glad I got through.
Yeah, dude. It's actually been a lot of calls tonight, but Skype is weird now. They only let like 3 calls get through at once. When all the other calls give up, you can get through easily. It's weird.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like you either get through pretty quick or it's going to be like a battle, one of the two.
Yeah,
It seems like when I'm prepared and I have a shitload of stuff to ask you or say, I never get through. But then when I just kind of say, "Hey, I'm gonna give Joe a call," then I get right through.
Well, I just marked your name, which it wasn't marked before, so now I should see you when you call. So hopefully I'll know it's you.
Yeah. I'm glad you did that. I figured you had a way to do that because sometimes I'm always like, "How do you know who's calling?" Because you'll kind of announce it, like,
right.
"Hey, so and so's calling." But yeah, man, you've been so busy with all the wrestling stuff. It's kind of cool how there's kind of this little wrestling boom, and it's kind of like, I mean, you were gonna make it and kind of forge your own path either way, but it kind of gives you a little bit of a boost. There's so much to review, and like sometimes people can't watch everything, or they want to hear what things are doing versus the other products. So it's kind of giving you I don't want to say a resurgence because you were already booming, but you know what I mean? It's kind of giving you a ton of stuff.
No, you're right. It's definitely launched stuff. Like, I mean, I was slowly, quietly growing a little bit from the other content, but ever since all this stuff launched, yeah, everything has been going up and up again. Like, I haven't seen growth like this since at least 2016. So, yeah, this has been great for me.
I mean, I'm going to predict that you're hopefully going to be at like 75,000 or more by Christmas is what I'm hoping.
You know what we need? You know what we need too is like we need AEW to sort of and this is a question I don't think I got to ask Cody this, but this was the one question I'm mad that I missed. I wanted to ask him if is All Out, All In kind of like the thing? That's obviously their beginning. Is that their WrestleMania, or is are they going to create something that's supposed to be like their mega show?
I'm pretty sure that I have heard them ask that, and maybe not in those exact words, but he did say that was going to be their annual big one. But then again, it's a little confusing because he also said that Double or Nothing is going to be annual as well. So I think it's going to be sort of like WWE where they have their big, huge, like 3 or 4. But I think that, I don't know, you'd almost think that All In would be their biggest one because that's what launched it. But then again, Double or Nothing is where everybody kind of jumped on board.
Yeah,
like, I didn't watch All In, but I was on board. Double or Nothing.
I would think that All In would be their big one, because All In was the thing where it's like, we're all in. We're all in this together. We're all in. Like, that's sort of like the theme. So I would think, yeah, All In would be their big thing. But then having All Out is kind of like, well, that's weird. It'd be like having WrestleMania and then like
a little bit of the bubbly.
Slamomania. Like,
bubbly?
oh, Wesley Willis is donating. Hang on one second. My bad.
A little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
I'm not dead. Suck a polar bear's funky ass. Suck a male camel's dick with horseradish sauce.
Jesus.
Suck a race horse's cock with Heinz tomato ketchup. Suck a cheetah's dick. Suck a cheetah's dick. Suck a cheetah's dick. Suck a cheetah's dick. Rock over London.
God damn it, Wesley Willis. All the way from Chicago, Wesley Willis. That was it's a weird donation. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, though. I will pause the donations, though. Thank you, Wesley Willis. So that's a good answer. So, yeah, I guess All In is their WrestleMania. And
it was really cool. It was really cool how you did the Cody Rhodes thing. Like, you didn't do a bunch of, like, teases and sort of, like, announcements. Literally, I just clicked on your channel like I do pretty much every day after work, and like, literally, you were talking to Cody Rhodes, and I had to look over. I was like, I didn't know if you were doing something like playing a clip or something. And then I looked over, and you were talking to him. I was like, holy shit! Like, I don't know how you landed that. Like, I don't need to know, but if you can land that, I mean, I know people have been like blowing smoke up your ass probably since then, but like, he doesn't just do anything. I mean, those guys. Someone nudged him and said, you need to get on Joe Cronin. You need to get on this show like now. You know what I mean? And then like Chris Van Fleet, I've been the one saying he needs to get you on. I've messaged him about it, and I'm kind of working behind the scenes on that because I've talked to you before, and you said that you would do it. So I think that needs to be the next thing to happen personally, and I know there's a lot of listeners that would like that.
That would be amazing, man, because, he's somebody that I really like. I love his interviews, so like that'd be kind of it's not often that I get to do something with somebody that I watch, so that does happen, but that would be great, man. I love that guy. I think he's really genuine with his stuff. But
I mean, he's got a big audience, and plus, like, it's the kind of people the kind of people that listen and watch your content. I mean, you guys have a big, huge crossover, so it would benefit you, but also I think it would benefit him a lot too, because the JCS people are going to be like, oh, I'm definitely checking that out. You know what I mean? And then they may subscribe to his channel just because he interviewed you.
Yeah, and I'm sure I get a few, and he get a few, and I would get a lot because he's like 200,000 subs or something. But that guy I don't know if I feel like, I almost don't feel worthy of that guy after all the people that I've seen him interview. I'm like, why would he talk to me? But like, that'd be great to talk to him.
I don't want to bring who up, so I'm not going to say his name. But if he did him, I mean, in my eyes, you're way bigger than he is. So I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, but it's like he's got 100K, so I could see that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to. I know you'll never say it, but I mean, I can, so I'm just a caller. But you always did your shows from your channel, but anyway, we won't get into that. But anyway, one more thing before I go.
Yeah.
Are you still listening or kind of looking around for like Out of Nowhere, for people to possibly sit in on Out of Nowhere?
Like I want like at least callers or like sort of co-hosts to hang on for a little while with us. That'd be cool. So if you want to do that, just call Thursday, and I'll leave you on for like an extended time.
Yeah. I mean, nothing like official. Just you tend to leave me on for a while anyway. I did send you an email about it, but I'm like, he probably gets 100 emails a day. So
I think I saw it. I think I did see it because
I just don't have a lot. I don't have any like podcasts or anything that I've necessarily done, because quite frankly, I'm really happy with yours, and I kind of just call into yours, and I'm happy with that. But when I heard you say that, I said maybe that'd be cool. Like you, Jake and Connor have a really good flow, but I know you can't always get you guys every single week.
Yeah, like it's just for when we maybe don't have everybody and stuff. But I mean, I think it's a good call, man, and call up Thursday. I'll know because I'll have Capital Murder marked, and we'll put you on for an extended time, and then I'll start to figure out.
Man. Thanks for everything you're doing, dude. Your content is it's so much I'm not just saying this. It's so much better than like satellite radio, cable. I have everything I could get, and like your stuff is the first thing I go to every day. And like I said, there's so much wrestling now. Like I try to watch it all. I pretty much watch all WWE and all AEW, but like I haven't been able to watch POWERRR yet. And just having you there to it's a big help. Like all the breaking news. I'm sure you talked about it tonight, but so I do apologize if you already have. But like how shocked are you about the Eric Bischoff thing? I mean, that's kind of insane already, huh?
Yeah, I'm very confused because it's like, why did they...
He moved his whole family.
Right.
there.
He moved everything to be here. He didn't have anything. I feel like he was selling stuff to the bank. He went bankrupt. He moved out here with all his stuff in a car or whatever. I guess the Buffalo Bill Cody beer didn't work out or something either. I don't know. And
like, he didn't just take a little, like, 1 or 2 month gig, like, hey, I need you for a few months.
Yeah.
He was in this for the long haul, so something behind the scenes, I mean, I'm sure it's going to leak out, but, I mean, he did like a college kid. Even on his podcast, he said he packed his stuff up, his whole family.
Yeah.
He had a big house out there. And, like, on a ranch, and he packed up and moved to Connecticut, and now he's just gone. Like, that's pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, it's very weird. And also he was brought on to be like the liaison in between him and WWE to Fox. So it's like, I don't know what he's being fired for. I don't understand. And if it's for...
Maybe Fox didn't like him, or he was supposed to be the guy that knows how to work with TV executives, but I didn't even understand that from the beginning because obviously he didn't work very well with the Turner executives.
No, I thought he was supposed to be the guy that says, okay, Vince, this is what Fox wants, and hey, Fox, here's what Vince is saying, and he was going to be that go-between who knew how TV is handled and everything. And yeah, they lost 1 million viewers, but they didn't really have that 1 million viewers. That was people that tuned in extra because it was a special SmackDown show.
Yeah, like even my wife watched the premiere and she never watches wrestling.
Right.
So, like, people watched that just to see what was going to happen, you know.
Right, exactly right. And Capital Murder, man, thanks for the call, dude. I'll talk to you Thursday. Let me get my dick out of your mouth. No, I'm just kidding. Capital Murder, we'll see you Thursday for Out of Nowhere. Oh, man. Wesley Willis was that last donation. Man. Let me see if there's more wrestling. There was something else that's going on here. No, I don't think that's missed. I thought there was something else. Yeah, AEW Dark was great. I told you. I watched it in Boston, obviously. I was right there in the crowd, and I thought Omega and Janela was great. I thought the match started slower, and then it built, and it really got good by the time it ended. And I thought, wow, that was a fun match to watch. So I was very happy about that. WWE Raw audience viewership dropped a whole ton. WWE changing crown jewel plans with Seth. This was another story today that we heard. And before I talk about that, I'm going to jump over to 201. Hello.
Yo, what's up, Joe? What's going on, my man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Just kicking back, watching some ESPN and listening to your podcast, enjoying it as usual. You know, I always got to show you the love, like I always say to you. But, I got a question, Joe.
Yeah.
So, WWE, obviously, they got this thing going on with Fox, and they're trying to, I'm assuming that they're trying to sell the WWE product to people who watch legitimate sports. And I don't mean to use terminologies like that, but I think you know where I'm coming from.
I think you're right. You're right.
So, okay. So I was watching, as I do on every Sunday from September to February, I was watching football, NFL. And I forgot what game was it? I believe it was I don't remember what game it was now, but anyway, the point is, I'm watching the game and I'm hearing them do a plug for SmackDown on Fridays. And man, the way these announcers do the reads for SmackDown, for wrestling in general, they take it and they just piss all over it, my man. They make a mockery out of it. They joke about it. There was that one comment about Rey Mysterio looking like Nacho Libre. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What the fuck?
And then, right? One of the words that I caught them using, it was like WWE SmackDown on Fridays. I'm just paraphrasing here, but WWE SmackDown on Fridays. It's a great show. It's a spectacle. Do you really think that legitimate sport fans want to watch a spectacle? Get where I'm going here? I mean, yes.
Yeah, it's
okay.
not. They're not doing the right thing for sure.
is football, is baseball entertaining? Of course, Joe. You know, they all entertain in their very own way. I mean, I produce music, you know, so, and I've also done live gigs, so I entertain in my own way. We are all entertainers. You're an entertainer, Joe. Shit, I laugh with you, bro. I reason with you. I call this show, we pop the shit, you know, we shoot the shit. So
do you want to see how you should have done, how Fox should have sold WWE?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna hang up on you so you can see it. Okay, go watch your screen right now.
Joe,
Yo,
Joe. By the way, brother,
yeah.
I've emailed you maybe two weeks ago. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet.
Yeah.
But if you want, I'm gonna hit you up again if you don't mind, man.
Yeah, message me again and remind me, because I did read a lot of emails, but I did read them all. So, but just hit me up again and remind me, and I will get to it. This was probably the craziest week in years, last couple weeks.
Nah, Joe, it's okay, man. By the way, it's blind guy from New Jersey, just to let you know, man.
Oh, dude, what's up, man? It's good to hear from you.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
New Jersey
like
blind,
I said, always supporting you.
You won't
Hell
see,
yeah, brother.
You won't see them smokestacks out there. I'll tell you that. No, I love you, man.
Yeah,
I do love you, man.
You, baby.
Good shit. I do love you, bro. I'm moving through the calls quick too, so if I hang up on people, I'm sorry about that. But check this out. Ready? Like what Fox should have done, instead of being like, "Oh, check out WWE, it's a spectacle." Like it's a yeah, you know that guy in the lucha mask? Look at that. He looks like Nacho Libre. Yeah, he looks like, yeah, I remember wrestling with Hulk Hogan. I used to watch Hulk Hogan as a kid. Yeah, like that's like what they do for an advertisement for WWE, like idiots. I'm about to show you what WWE on Fox, what Fox should do. Ready? All right, I need to get some better music though. What is this fucking porno music? Like, what is this? Let's see. No, I need something good though, you know? I need good music, man. This music sucks. Like, give me some good goddamn music, goddamn it. This is horrible. What is this? What the fuck is this music? What is this fucking... Like, what is this? Oh my god. What is horrible? Like really fucking bad, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, is this really music? Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, we're getting better. Let me see. All right, let's go with this song. Let's just go with this. Fuck it. This Friday night, the WWE comes to Fox with more hard-hitting professional wrestling action. 72 knee strikes, 55 overarm kicks, 75 slams, 35 insane suicide dives. Sports entertainment has never been this badass. It's Fox. It's the WWE Friday Night SmackDown. All right, guys, we're back here. It's NFL Sunday. The New England Patriots, the Colts have taken the field. Obviously, you saw the package. Friday nights, it doesn't get more than the athleticism of WWE. And with that sports entertainment provides here on Fox on Friday nights. And now we're going to, why can't you fucking do that? Are you fucking retards? Like, can you not fucking do something like that? Like, can you not fucking do that? You're a fucking sports channel. Can you not fucking do something? Fucking 33 wrist locks, fucking 7 slams, fucking 5 suicide dives, 78 fucking drop kicks, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, do something and, like, have the numbers slash across the screen as the kicks and the punches are happening. Like, show the audience, like, in these expanding blow-ups really quickly, like, fucking 10,000 live here and blah, blah, blah. And the fucking guy bleeding and he's got pain on his face and a punch to the face and just all this shit. Like, do something exciting, you fucking idiots. Don't come on and go, well, we all know that World Wrestling Entertainment Friday night on SmackDown, that's going to be fun this Friday. Yeah, look at this guy. He looks like, what is he, like Nacho Libre? Yeah. Yeah, well, I remember when I used to watch Hulk Hogan would, what did he do? He used to do that big boot drop thing. Remember that? Oh, yeah. I remember watching it. Yeah, well, Friday nights on Smack. Who the fuck wants to watch what you just said, you fucking idiots? You stupid fucking idiots. You shouldn't fire Eric Bischoff. You should fucking fire yourselves, you fucking nitwit idiots. Fire your fucking selves, you stupid morons. We knew Fox had to be stupid to want WWE's product in the first place. They actually want the current product. So you know that we're dealing with some kind of fucking brain damage up there in the Fox office. But God, I didn't know it was this bad. Fucking Robot the retard running around in the fucking war room. Stupid morons.
Super chat. Jesus, capital hop off already.
Jesus, Capital Murder. Yeah, he was on a while, man. He wants a job or something. He's worse than me on commentary. No, he's a good guy. He wanted... Super chat.
Jizz.
Broken Lion, what's up, man? Racist Nacho Libre. Yeah, I don't think it was racist, but it was kind of like... It was like a little bit. It was a little bit like, what the fuck? It was stereotypical. They like stereotyped him, that's all.
Super chat. 72 pile driver R.
Pile driver! By God, a pile driver!
God, I would never do that. Andale Peasy, Broken Lion. Thank you guys very much for that. Fake celebrations. Yeah, I already said this earlier in the stream. If you guys didn't watch my whole stream, watch this whole thing back later. Yeah, dude, the fucking, oh my God, what a, oh. Hey, oh, did you do that? Oh my God, wait a minute. Did you hear? Did we get him? Oh my God, oh no, oh my God, oh no. But then everybody goes back to the same brand that they're already on already, so what was all the fucking craziness about? Oh my God, we got the guy we had before. Oh my God. But Stephanie McMahon, don't forget to come out and say, are you ready, everybody? Because SmackDown's about to get eco-friendly with Daniel Bryan. You better about now. Yeah. Stephanie, he was already on SmackDown. What the fuck are you talking about?
Pile driver!
By the way, has anybody noticed, and I'm not saying he listened to me at all, because I like Excalibur, but has anybody noticed that ever since I was raving about Excalibur with the fucking
body slam! Hey, pile driver!
Ever since like I was complaining about that, I don't think I've really heard him do it. He hasn't done it on TV at all. And he stopped doing it at the last big show, I believe, and the one before that. I mean, I'm not saying I had anything to do with it. Just don't fucking think I'm saying that. I'm just saying, I remember ranting about it one night, like, what the fuck? And then the next time, it just went away. Like, he stopped doing it. I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody else, I think a lot of people said something about it, so maybe that's why. I kind of miss it. Like, one a show, Excalibur, one time every show. Excuse me. I'm just kidding. One time every show, Excalibur. You know?
Death Valley driver! Driver!
So weird. It's like I would call it the same way, but without like the fucking like the ramping. It's like without like the engine rev. He's got like an engine rev, you know. Like I'd be like pile driver. Oh God, it's a pile driver. You know, but he's like pile driver. Like he's like ready to fucking. But yeah, Excalibur is a very smart guy. No doubt about it, man. That guy is a brilliant dude. He's going to be one of the guys, according to Cody Rhodes, that handles all the stat stuff. So, I mean, he's got to be smart. No doubt about it. So that's really cool. I like it. I'm down. What else did we not get to? This has been a weird night. Can we get some likes, by the way? Jesus, 132 likes? People didn't like this shit. We got 800. We had over, how many people came in? Do you realize, guys, that we had... this is a random news stream. I went live to talk about random wrestling news tonight when I was supposed to do my other show on my other channel that's non-wrestling, Tuesday Night Throwdown. And we've had 7,700 people come in here. And an average duration of 15 minutes. That's better than radio. Radio's 5 to 10 minutes. And usually less. 5 to 10's pretty good. God damn, pretty good shit, man. Good numbers tonight. That was fun. With a 900-person peak. Holy crap. I might go live in a little while with Throwdown extra late on my other channel, by the way, so look for that. All right, back to the news that I missed. Eric Bischoff, so the recap on Eric Bischoff is allegedly signed, he can't go anywhere for a year, and allegedly he'll get his salary of up to a year. So, WWE confirmed he's no longer with the company. Just a huge, crazy story today. Bruce Pritchard replaces him, which I don't think Bruce Pritchard really wants to be doing that, but I guess is doing it to help Vince, or, hey, listen, I'll do it, guys, but find somebody else. That's the rumor. I don't know that 100%. This is all rumor. ODB. Her food truck burnt down. And I tweeted her today about coming on the show, but she coincidentally made headlines today as well. She goes, I'm thinking it was electrical, but they haven't really investigated, which I'm kind of pissed about. I'm staying positive, but I go from working my ass off on a food truck to absolutely nothing. With the old lovely insurance, they're not working well with me. I do belong to State Farm, so I'll have to do a little smackdown on their ass. You think they got your back until something like this happens, and you wonder why you even pay insurance. I don't get it. DDP called me the next day and said he wanted to help. I'm usually a do-it-on-my-own type of person, but I do need some help, I admitted. I flew out to DDP's Performance Center and made a little video, and he's going to help me do a little Indiegogo. I'll be giving back. I went through a lot of my wrestling stuff, and she's going to try to auction it off and all these things. So just for people that aren't aware of this is something that I did want to remember to bring up. ODB, I don't know if it's a GoFundMe, but let me see here. ODB food truck. So if anybody out there wants to help ODB, her food truck burnt down. And it's really shitty, dude. Her fucking food truck burnt down. This is how she was making a living post-wrestling. I don't know, maybe AEW could sign her or something for some special... You know what I mean? Wouldn't it be cool if AEW signed her for $50,000 and she could make like 4 appearances during the year or something? And they paid for her food truck but also have her work? You know, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I don't say they have to do that or anything. I'm just saying that'd be kind of cool. She's up to $7,600 of $50,000, which is pretty much how much it would cost to get a new food truck. Really cool video.
Festival around the country. Thank God my pro wrestling obviously helped me get the name out there, get the barbecue sauce, all that out there. But it was rough. I mean, I was doing it all myself. I ain't making the money like I used to. I was like, I gotta make something happen. And someone came up to me and they're like, why don't you open up a food truck? I was like, well, that's kind of a good idea, but I need to know what the hell I'm doing. People think, oh, a food truck, that'd be fun to do. Just drive down the street, open up your window, and start selling.
It's a great video. It's on her Indiegogo page. You know, obviously spread the word about ODB, share it everywhere. drop a couple bucks, whatever. Her food truck burnt down, so she's trying to figure out all this shit. She gets the permits. She learns how to do it. She starts doing it. She starts making a little money to live off of while doing this food truck, and she's still not making the money to like kill it or anything like that, but she's making money that, you know, gets her paycheck to paycheck like all of us. You know what I mean? Paycheck to paycheck and struggle. But she's doing something she loves, so paycheck to paycheck, something she loves. That's pretty cool. But then her fucking food truck burns the fuck down, and now her insurance company isn't helping worth a shit, which she showed those statements, claims the other day, which are just pathetic. So that's awful. So if anybody wants to help out, help out ODB, man. Ask Eric Young for a loan. I don't think he has much money either. I mean, you know, you're asking, ask Eric Young, who he makes $120,000 a year probably, but then you take away travel, expenses, food, and hotels, and you're talking about Eric Young. Now he's down to making $60,000 a year, $80,000 a year. Then you take away health insurance and payments, and then take away taxes. And now Eric Young is down to, allegedly, I'm making this all up. I'm making it up. Eric Young is down to $50,000 a year of income that he takes home, you know? And who knows how much longer he'll be working there, you know? Who knows what the next thing is for Eric Young? Is it independence where he makes, I don't know, 20 to 80 a year? I don't know. He don't know. He's saving it. He's got a family, and you want him to go out and help somebody, you know? It's not, I mean, yeah, he could probably go out and help with, here's $500 ODB, or maybe here's $1,000 or $500 or $300 or something, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think he has that much money to just go help her, like you said. $150,000 from reports. Okay, so yeah, $150,000. Take away taxes, that's $120,000. Now take away hotels and booking and all that shit. Now you're down to about $85,000. So yeah, he makes about $85,000. So I mean, I guess he could drop her $1,000 or $500 if he really wanted to be crazy, nice or something. But again, he doesn't know what he's going to make in a couple years. Eric Young should ask ODB for a loan. Wow. Yeah, but in TNA back then, TNA paid for everybody's hotels and shit, right? So TNA paid for, they had catering, hotels, and, you know, you made like a chunk of money. Oh, bring it on, Ryback. What's up, brother?
Seth Rollins burned it down ODB's food truck like he burned down the Firefly Funhouse. What a bitch.
Oh, my God. I'm going to burn it down. I'm going to burn down ODB's fucking food truck. Watch this. I'm going to burn down old dirty bitch's fucking food truck. Watch this. Burn it down.
I want to burn it. I want to eat from that food truck. Seth Rollins, you made a big mistake because I was going to eat from that fucking food truck. And you burned down my food. Now I can't finish it. Feed me more. Feed me more. Seth Rollins, I want you to know that I'm going to be outside of the next WWE show, and I am going to fuck you up. All right? All right? Because I was going to eat from that food truck, you fuck. Finish it, shell shock.
Well, I'm going to burn you down too, Ryback. Burn it down!
Go ahead, try to burn it down. Go ahead, try to burn it down. Watch what happens. I will tear your fucking arms off.
I don't know. It's kind of funny. But seriously, ODB Indiegogo page, check it out. If you want to help her, $1, $2, $3, $4. Joe Cronin Show fans unite. And I appreciate you guys donating to me tonight. To support the channel and support the stream and all the stuff we did here tonight. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. I think I'm out of stuff to talk about, so I will give you guys last minute. Please, if you have something to call about it. Don't call about fucking poop, I guess, because I'll just be done with it. Again, I mean, like, I don't know. But if somebody has something that they've got a point or you want to talk about something, whatever. Couple more minutes here. I'll leave the phone lines open again. And Seth versus Ryback. Yeah, that'd be funny. Also want to promote again, Title Match Wrestling Network. Guys, the guy texted me earlier and he said we're almost at our goal. So please get us to that goal. If we get to that goal, they'll become a sponsor for a year. And they're doing really well right now. It's TitleMatchWrestlingNetwork.com. TitleMatchWrestlingNetwork.com. Coupon code Cronin. And you get 50% off for 3 months. 908, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Joe? It's Jacob.
Jacob, what's up, brother? I didn't do Throwdown tonight, man. I saw your DM, but I mean, I was going to do it, and I still might do it. It's just I got sidetracked with this wrestling stuff.
No, yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yeah, I wanted to call, ask you about this whole Fox thing with WWE. Do you think that with this whole Fox thing, it'll somehow, in some way, shape, or form, kind of force retired superstars from the past to have to come back only because, you know, it's Fox and they want to do like this whole shebang? Do you think like it would come down to forcing Steve Austin to actually wrestle again?
I mean, I know that there's been a little talk about that, but everything I always hear about Steve is that he's like, you know, that he doesn't want to wrestle at all. You know what I mean?
Yo, but low key, I think if Steve Austin still like, let's just say Steve Austin came out of retirement, gave us a present, and gave us a year of him. Let's just say of him wrestling, he would be still hot, bro. Like when he came back in MSG, bro, it was lit. New York was lit because of him, not because of Raw, because of him. So if he came back to wrestle, he would still be fucking lit. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, that is crazy, and you could feel it when he came in the ring. He cut that promo. It was like, damn, I love this guy. And you know why people went nuts? It wasn't just because Steve Austin was back, because he's come back other times and people are lit for him. But he came back and he cut a promo, and people went, "Oh my God, this is what we want." They want somebody who's charismatic, who just rips it up on the microphone and then gets in the ring and kicks ass. They want that. They've been asking for that, and they never get it.
It is so sad that someone like Steve Austin, so old at his age, still like runs wrestling. Like he is promo. He still cuts amazing promos at his age, better than anybody. Maybe Kenny Omega. That's just my opinion, but like others too. But I'm just saying him for like an example. But Steve Austin is still like that guy on the mic. I still think so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's on the mic. He's crazy good. He could definitely Steve could come in there definitely and like, you know, deliver some punches, run the ropes for a second, and kick someone, stun them, and have a moment, you know, win a match. He could do that. You know, Hulk Hogan wanting to wrestle Vince McMahon, not so much. I don't really understand what in the fuck, you know, Hulk Hogan is getting at when he says he wants to wrestle Vince again. I mean, Vince and Hogan, they can't. I can't believe the people that they're talking about that. Very, very surprised by that. Anyway, that being said, thank you to Jacob for the call. Thank you all for listening tonight. I'm going to take a break, and I may go live in a few minutes with Throwdown, and I have an amazing video that I must show you, courtesy of Old Man Davey, producer Davey. Hit me up with this video of this lady who's screaming at her fucking husband, or screaming at her former boyfriend or something, because I don't know, she's saying like his penis is too small or something. Listen to this.
This is corrupted. This is corrupted. Corrupted.
Your penis is not big enough! Your penis, you're too small! Your penis is still too small!
Anyway, we're going to talk about that on my other channel in a little while. Hopefully, Throwdown, I'll have Throwdown up for you guys in a few. A late night Throwdown over on the Corrupted Nation YouTube channel. If you want to watch that, come on over. If not, I will see you guys for Out of Nowhere Thursday night. Tomorrow night is the AEW and WWE NXT review. So all kinds of wrestling stuff tomorrow. I'll have my NWA reviews up, my AEW Dark review up. But right now, if you're not coming over to Corrupted to watch Throwdown in a little while, which the video isn't up yet, but in the next half hour, I hope to be up with it. If you're not doing that, go to Twitter and retweet the shit out of my video that I had fun making earlier today, and give it some likes and retweets, and let's party. Corrupted Pod is the Twitter account. My name is Joe Cronin. This is the Joe Cronin Show. Eric Bischoff is done with WWE. They fired him. Looks like he can't go anywhere for a year, and it looks like he'll get paid a salary of up to a year. He moved here to start again after going bankrupt, and this is not cool. I'm actually kind of concerned for the guy. I don't understand what's happening there. Hope you guys, if you really want to support and you really want to get bonus content, audio downloads to save your data plan, and shows that I do and podcasts that I do that you cannot hear on YouTube, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. I want to thank Jimmy Martin for coming back in the $10 VIP. And thank you to Alex, who went up from the $5 to the $10 spot, and all the $25 producer level people on JCS. Thank you guys very much. Without you guys, we definitely could not be doing these shows anymore. Without live donations and without, I know that obviously we have a lot of dollar patrons, which is amazingly great, but there's a lot of people that go above and beyond, and without that above and beyond support, I would not be able to do this anymore. So shout out to Freddie, 27 Freddie Mitchell, Arknolia Strokelbean, Austin Caucci, Awandi Big M, Brian H., Chiz Drew Bar 100, Frog Kid, Gary Metzler in the $50 spot, Gerald Armstrong, Jabroni Jabber Podcast on YouTube, and plus Jacob, the man you just heard from on the phone earlier. Jacob, love you, bro. Jason Tarr, longtime supporter. Need that help. Thank you for that help. ConstipatedRock, John, thank you, man. John Zippe, Joseph Lightsey, J.R. Ford III, Justin McNeil, one of the all-time supporters, Justin McNeil, thank you. Star Scream, an OG, and he's still here producing at the $25 level. Mikey 2 Crikey, still here. NickY J, Ryan Pelletier, Sith Negan, one of the top guys. SoCom Kastle, Talk to Me Nice, the Mayin Djinn Abbadon, the Bear 1322, and Triple M. Thank you guys for being $25 producers on Patreon. You get access to pretty much everything. Whatever you want, hit me up. Let me know what's going on Patreon. If you're not getting something, please let me know. But if you are, you're getting 30 hours of bonus content a month, not heard on YouTube. There's the plug. Plug me out. I'll see you guys later. If you're new, I hope you subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow night for the live AEW review. And I'm out. If you have business stuff, email me, joecroninshow@yahoo.com. Check out audibletrial.com/JCS. If you want to sign up for Audible Trial for free, you get a free audiobook. No matter what. You've done it before, whatever. You get a free audiobook. audibletrial.com/JCS. Free audiobook. I recommend Chris Jericho's book that he narrates. It's fucking awesome. Any one of the ones he narrates. I think he only narrates one or two. The latest one, god damn it, I should know the name of it, but I forget it because I listen to it in the car. But god damn do I like that thing. It's just as good as a podcast, but you're listening to all Jericho's crazy stories. Yeah. audibletrial.com/JCS. TitleMatchWrestlingNetwork.com. Coupon code Cronin, and you'll get 50% off for 3 months. And you'll get to see all the hottest pay-per-view wrestling action from around the country, including the UK and Canada. But I think 80% of it takes place in the US. It's good stuff. My name is Joe Cronin. Subscribe if you're new. Pass along the show. Share it everywhere. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the bell. Check back every day because I'm always putting stuff up. And I'll be live in a little bit on my other channel, Throwdown on Corrupted Nation. Goodbye. Here's some other videos you might have missed. And goodbye to Eric Bischoff, man.